Yeah, good friend of mine.
Oh, very nice. Well, welcome, Mr. Big, and he's gone.
Let's get the room up there. Let's get some likes and retweets on there. Boom, boom, boom.
So, what have you been up to tonight?
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Welcome to season or episode number 10.
Let's go.
Yeah, of course, I started 30 minutes ago setting everything up, and I get 9:01. Everything's finally up.
Perfect timing, sir. Perfect timing.
Yeah. So
Can everyone please like, share, retweet the room? It's in the Jumbotron. Comment as well. What's up, Sonic? How you doing, man?
Yo, what's up, guys? How's everybody doing?
Good, sir. How are you?
Good, good.
Pretty good, pretty good. You guys ready for the season finale?
Sir, I was born ready. How about you?
I like that answer.
Born ready. You knew about Pepe before you were born, eh? Or as soon as you were born.
That's right, brother.
Wow,
Like boiled
that's
ham.
amazing. That's cool, man. Well, it's meant to be. It's gonna be a fun show, guys. Michael, thanks for hosting this, and DTAC co-hosting as well. Let's have some fun, boys and girls.
Of course, man. Absolutely.
Have we got some
Anything
tweets up,
for the
Michael?
community.
Yeah, I see your tweet.
What's up, Jacob? How are you, bud?
Good, good. I'm just making a tweet real quick.
Go for it, Tweet Master. Let's go. What have
It
you been up to
actually,
tonight, Michael?
I just got home from the gym not long ago. I gotta work some overtime tomorrow, but make some time for the community.
That's what's up.
nice,
That's
man.
what's up.
He's pumping his irons. He's pumping it. He's pumping those muscles, getting ready to pump the chart at the same time.
That's right.
Yeah, I was cruising around in
Yeah,
some
for sure.
spaces right before this one. What's up, Bubba? What's up, Rage? How are you guys? I was cruising around in some spaces before this one, and one of them was with G Media. And G Media folks, they were up on the mic talking about meme tokens, meme, and all that stuff. I'm seeing some laughs out there going on too with like what's going on with Sol versus ETH and all that shit. And I'm like, okay, everybody's out here getting some good laughs. I'm enjoying it. I'm honestly, so freaking cozy with Pepe Community at this point. Uh, I don't want to go off too hard and go on my thing here. We got 0xb Pepe. What's going on? Hey, Pappy, how are you? But yeah, I was seeing some funny memes out there on CX, right? Like somebody had, I think it was MC posted something about copy pasta, ETH to Soul and shit like that, and how ETH was, people were hating a little bit, getting to see all the Soul action and everything, which has been pretty fun to watch, honestly. Um,
Bro, I was in a shit coin like space like last night, and it was like so fucking painful to be in there because they just kept on getting wrecked like left and right. It was so bad.
Yeah, the
what do you
problem
mean?
with
What were they doing?
They were just shit coining, bro. They were just shit coining.
yeah, the problem with Solana, because I trade on Solana, is nobody holds their tokens there. It's very rare that somebody builds a long-term project there, and even if they spend so much money on it, the ROI doesn't usually return as much as it does on ETH. Um, just because people literally treat uh, Solana as a pure casino, like just complete casino. Ethereum, it's not only a casino degen chain, right? It's everything. And yeah, so that's why that's why all the serious projects build here. To be honest.
Dude, Sonic, that's the best
Facts.
meme I saw. Hey, I'm sorry, Jacob, go ahead.
Now go.
Okay, I was gonna say the best meme I saw was exactly that. It was like, um, Solana Jeets are Jeeting before they even get a chance to hold.
That's true, man.
So true, man.
That is true. If your fate, if the fate of your life was in the hands of a Solana, you'd be toast. But yeah, ETH
Oh
is
my
where
God.
it's at, guys. ETH is where it's at. Long term, ETH is where it's at for sure.
ETH has been the jam, dude. I'm a fan of it, obviously.
Hmm.
I haven't seen any like network outages or issues with Solana this year. Obviously, the year is pretty short, but last year, right? I think what they had three. You know, prior to that, they had a handful, and it makes me just question and wonder. Now, look, I'm not a hater, right? Like, I like Solana. I transfer on Solana. It's super fast, great. I've never considered what happens if I'm going to, transfer a bunch of money or some shit and Solana's network goes down. I'm sure it just gets cashed up in a mempool somewhere and probably transacts. But, I just don't know. Like, I mean, blockchains at this point, right? They're supposed to be basically very secure, obviously, but they shouldn't go down in a peer-to-peer network setting like that. So that's really the only like apprehension I have for it. As far as people getting out there, building on it and making money and shit like that, that's pretty cool. I mean, I've made my money on Solana. Mom made money on Solana. That's great,
Yeah.
but the memes about it have been just gold.
Yeah, for sure, man. And like, it's all about like you have to. Every chain has their own pros and cons, I guess, right? And everyone knows that Ethereum is where all the greatest projects have been born. If you look at CoinMarketCap, for example, just an example, look at the top 100, and you'll see that I'm not lying. Look at the top 100 tokens on CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap. Tell me where those projects were born. Almost all of them were born on Ethereum. Almost all. Now, not even that. Like, if you want to go even further, and we don't have to create this whole like. I'm not trying to create this whole comparison between ETH and Solana, but I just want to talk about what's real as well too. And like, Solana. I'm not saying Solana is going to fail or become a forgotten chain. I don't think that will ever happen because it's been around for two, maybe three bull runs now. So it's established. It's just finally getting its time to shine. But as far as like serious projects, they're born here. I don't know if you guys know this, and you can check if I'm lying. Did you guys know Binance Chain was born on Ethereum? Same with Matic. Same with Avalanche, Polkadot. What else is out there? Chainlink isn't really a blockchain. Well, I think it's partly a blockchain, but not really. But a lot of those big chains that exist were born on Ethereum, right? That's where they were incubated from. So that's something interesting to think about as well. And then last,
Absolutely.
yeah, and last thing I'll say, because I don't want this to be a Solana Ethereum conversation, you know, uh, podcast. But the last thing I'll say is like, if you guys don't know what DeFi Llamas is, DeFiLlama.com, that's basically where you can you can see the daily, hourly, or like long-term volume of a chain. And yes, it is true. Solana did flip Ethereum in volume like a month ago or something like that. But ever since that happened, it never flipped it again. It's Ethereum is still the highest volume chain like since in the bear run, in the bear market, in the bull run. I don't know what will happen, but it's been and it still has been Ethereum. If you go on DeFi Llama, you'll see Solana's number 5 right now. It's not even the second highest anymore. It's Tron, BSC, Arbitrum, Avalanche is catching up. So yeah, man, people are gonna come back to ETH, and when they come, they're gonna try to find projects that are worth investing in. And I don't think there's anything more worthy of investing than Pepe Community, and we'll get into that today.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good talking point. It's fun to bring up. I've just been enjoying the memes about it. I mean, there's practical application basically everywhere. And yes, absolutely. Matic was basically a scaling solution to bypass gas fees. That was the purpose for it. And then people started building on it, which was pretty cool. I didn't know that though about Binance Smart Chain being like its own side chain and being birthed and incubated here. That's pretty cool to know.
Yeah, you'll be surprised how many great tokens were born on Ethereum. Like almost all the big ones. It's crazy.
See,
So
let's give a shout out there. Logic, what's going on? Zaza, good to see ya. What, Jacob?
shout
What
out.
were you going to say, brother? I'm sorry.
I didn't have my mic on, bro. But it's all good. Yeah. Yeah. ETH ETH is gonna be a big winner for sure, guys.
I mean, there's a reason why Bitcoin and ETH are the only serious tokens that are being considered for ETFs. Think about that. You know what I mean? Like, why are they choosing those two out of all the other cryptocurrencies? You know, like if institutions are more, if Ethereum and Bitcoin have way higher market caps than the other coins, it's because it's for a reason. You know. So
Absolutely. So this is show episode 10, which is really really cool to have us all here together. Mark, Sonic, for anybody that's in the audience, um, typically in the previous shows we had a pretty solid format. We put it together after um, basically the launch of Pepe Community. There were a lot of us doing spaces and being a part of the speaking apparatus. And I want to say what, Sonic, it was the first 3 weeks. Was it 3 weeks that the spaces basically went 24/7? It might have been a little shorter than that, but
I
it
think it
was.
was two. I think the first two was 24/7, and then the third was like pretty much 24/7, but not like like as much. But yeah, the first two was like insane, man. Because we had a night shift for the Europeans. Remember, we had what's his name? What's that guy that's on Pulse Chain? He's a British
Tangent.
accent. Tangent, and those guys were taking care of that shift. You know.
And then Ty and Liler was
Yeah,
doing
Lyler. We had some
the
good
Middle
guys like
East
that.
version. Yeah, it
Tim.
was it was pretty cool. Yeah, I remember Timmy too. But for anybody listening that didn't know, right? Like we basically were doing those spaces really really frequently, and it became to where it was almost unsustainable. Like that's basically all we were doing. And we had this concept of, hey, let's kind of get it on a schedule. And our producer Mark kind of pulled us together and said, let's make it a show. And so,
Yeah.
since this is the season finale, I just wanted to do just a little quick history overview of it, right? And
Mhm.
say, look, we put a lot of effort into putting the show together. We had great episodes 1 through 9. We took a little bit of a pause through holidays and things like that. We're back in here with the season finale. Wanted to give a shout out really to all the people that put the effort into it. Our show producer, put it together and made it to where these recordings, these podcasts were pushed down into big brands, right? Like Apple, Amazon, Spotify, et cetera, et cetera. It's a lot of work. I wanted to acknowledge him. Mark, thank you very much. It's really a seamless thing, and it's been a pretty cool experience. It's wonderful having the Zero XP Real Series inside the portfolio of Pepe Community. So if anybody hasn't heard those, they are there. They're available. On all of those different outlets. I'm sure Mark will pop the links up on the Jumbotron or inside the thread if anybody's interested. You can also find them at Pepe Community Project site. You can also find them basically, right, Mark, if you just go out to Spotify and
Yeah,
search
you go
for
to
them.
Spotify, or you can go to any podcast player and search Pepe Community Project, and it'll come up.
Absolutely.
But we host
So,
it from Spotify, so that's where we usually share the main link from.
awesome. So, we pulled this show together. Mark has been doing a lot of work right in the background too. I know he's got a lot of announcements. He's got a lot of content for this show. Michael threw the host up for all of us to be able to get together and share the links. We've got people in our community. Hex that has done some graphics for the show. Thank you as always, Hex. They're amazing. They look great. But I do want to pass off the mic. I just wanted to, kind of fill some time here while people came into the room. Mark, sir, if you'd like to take it away, it's all yours.
All right, awesome guys, I appreciate it. Let me pull up my flyer, talking points together. So
Marky Mark in the house.
yeah, what's going on, guys? So most everybody knows that I'm working with GotBit for the community, and we've been planning something that we could kickstart our partnership with GotBit. So punched around several ideas, and we talked about NFTs, we talked about all kinds of stuff. But what we settled on and what we discussed were that in crypto, it seems that everybody cares a little bit more about money and cash, free tokens, free giveaways. So we decided to go that route. So we're going to do a giveaway that's going to last 2 weeks. It's going to be with Bitmart. They're going to have a trading contest. It's also going to be with Bitcan. They're going to have a trading contest. And then we are going to do on the decks, we're going to do a buy for entry Pepe tokens. So for every 100, and these details are going to be worked out, and official rules are going to be posted on the community website, pepecommunityproject.com. But for now, we believe we're going to do buy for Pepe. So for every 100 you spend, you get 1 entry, unlimited entries. And you would need to do it with the only way that we can monitor new buys is going to be with a fresh wallet, because we're going to do a spreadsheet from the holder count from the holder page. And then we're going, when the contest is over, we're going to do a new page, eliminate all the old addresses and leave only the new addresses. And we're going to do a random drawing from that. We just ask everybody, once the contest is over, please transfer. For new holders, just keep your wallet. But for anybody that buys that already has the token, please just move it over back into your regular wallet, so that we don't skew the holder count. We're not interested in doing that. It's just the only way that we can effectively give away the amount of tokens we want to give away, and for it to be fair and easy, and that's the method that we've come up with. We were going to make it a requirement that you transfer that money from a fresh wallet back to your regular wallet, but in the spirit of DeFi, you can't really say, tell people what to do. I mean, I don't believe in that. We just asked, please do it, so we get to have an accurate holder count. And we're going to mention that throughout the campaign. But we kicked off the show, we had that awesome flyer done by Hex. We have a total donation collection of $1 million. Or be 1 million Pepe. Sorry, 1 million in Pepe. And from me, D-Tech, and the community. And now we've got an additional 1 million. So now we're at 2,100,000 for the donations to give away. Which that's awesome. So we didn't even make it to the show before it changed, which I thought we were going to have some more come in, but we wanted to have something for the show, so we ran with the $1 million, but it's up to 2 million now. So we're going to have a pretty good, healthy giveaway on the decks, and something we can really market and get a lot of attention with. And it's going to be exciting. We're also going to do in this. There's also a bonus. So once of the 2 million plus, we're going to do the drawing. We're going to have a winner, and we may pay 2 spots. We're going to discuss that, but for now it's just 1 winner in the decks. And when we do the random drawing and we have that winner, then we're going to look and see where if that winner bought or swapped the tokens on the Pepe swap or the Pepe co-swap. We have 2 community swaps. You can if you buy it on either one of those swaps, you'll get a bonus if the winner, swapped using those swaps, which is cool. And Damien and I have to work out that amount. We haven't done that yet, but it'll be probably somewhere around 50,000 tokens additional that you would win if you use the swap. For now, that's not included in the $2 million, number. I think it's about it, man. I don't know. It's been exciting. It's been tough to get it put together. You would be surprised at how these central exchanges, when we started talking about, yeah, let's do the swap, let's do this, let's do that, let's do that. We'll help, we'll do the marketing, and then it's like we want a lot of tokens. Surprised at that. They won't, you know.
Do y'all know how much 1 million Pepe is at the moment in ETH value?
Mm,
It's like a 0.78 ETH.
yeah,
Y'all know how much money that is?
it's actually 2,100,000, Michael. We use that number because that's where we're at.
Oh, my bad. Hold on. Let me do the calculation.
It's 0.72 ETH. Yeah. You want to know the dollar value?
No, it's
Yeah.
2,100,000, not 1,000,000. It's 2,000,000.
Oh, 2,100,000. Okay, let me take a
Yeah.
look.
Yeah, just double it.
So that's 33,421 USDC.
Yeah.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Mm-hmm. That's a good size.
That's a
giveaway.
pretty look. That I'm going to be honest with you. That's a pretty solid giveaway.
That's yeah, man. That's somebody's monthly earnings. Sometimes it's 2 months for some people.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Bro,
good.
that's rent in like lots of countries.
Honestly that's a year's salary in some countries.
And
Yeah,
so
Oh
we're,
yeah,
you're
bro.
talking
we're going to be able to make
two.
a big splash with that. You know, I think we're, you know, when we do the finalization of the rules and post them to the site, and then we do a new flyer that has the rules details on it, we probably need to, you know, spell out the, you know, the small cap, 823 circulating, and the values current and all that on there, so they understand how many, you know, because in some projects 1 million is not very much because they have, you know, such a large amount of tokens. We need to spell that out for them. Probably maybe just do a current value, put it on there so they see that. But
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
People will want to see the USDT value of it, you know, in comparison. And if you think about it too, like if you want to make it really snazzy, you let people know how much that is. We know the easy math at 820 million market cap.
mm-hmm.
That's $2.1 million that somebody could be sitting on that they're going to get
Sure is.
for a freaking giveaway. Right. That we've been working at for 5.5 months, that we're going to keep working at to make sure that those people can have the potential to earn that kind of money off of it. And that's freaking awesome. I know there's people in our community right now that don't even have that amount of token and have been DCAing it, getting into it, working at it for the past 5 months. So yeah, guys, when Mark gets the parameters of this out and it's out and published, make sure to share it with your friends. Get the reposts out on it and let people know. We want people to be interested in it. We want to generate some noise about this, right? So I don't want to steal the thunder on this, but guys, this is the time of all times. You've got 0x69 mainstream Pepe out there butchering themselves, making a fool out of Pepe, that we've been sitting here working our asses off to do it the right way. It's the time, if any time, to be letting people know that there's a project here that represents Pepe, that did Matt proper, that's got the audited contract, that's safe and secure, and it has so many good, talented people in it coming together, working every single day. I've been out in the field, and there's a bunch of clown shows out there. And props to our guy Cyber, a bunch of honklers. I've been using it all day. I love it.
I've never heard that before, but I'm gonna start saying
I
that.
hadn't either, and I love it.
Yeah. Where does it? Can you get an original? Where it come from?
It's like just calling people clowns, dude.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
Oh, okay.
I've just never heard that before.
I hadn't either, and that's why I was dying at it. It's so funny.
It's something you just made up.
No, I don't know. He just started. He was just calling all of us, or
He's been
calling
saying it,
people
man.
honklers. So I was like, dude, we got to make the meme out of that. It's amazing.
Okay, who's been saying honker?
Cyber was calling everybody honklers.
Okay. And you
So
put it back on
anyways,
him. That's what happened. Yeah.
I don't know. Like it was just so funny. I just read things neutrally. It was
I
just
got
really
you.
fun.
Yeah. I
But
died laughing when you said, because it was in the perspective of what was happening. It was perfect. I just didn't know that you were back on him. That makes it even funnier.
I used those memes today. I used the honkler meme about 5 or 6 times today, and it was amazing. It made my day. So shout out to Cyber Pepe. Thank you for doing that. But you know, guys, seriously, you know, like this is where it's at. This is what we've been working for 5.5 months. You know, Sonic usually comes up here and gives everybody the 1-2 about our history, and we've heard it a lot. We got a lot of new people in here that probably haven't heard the story. We can tell it. You can listen to it on the podcast. Hell, Sonic, you can come up here and take a swing at it, man. If you want to let people know, let's hear that base origin, because it'll help give context into what I'm talking about.
But first, let's go ahead and retweet the room, everyone.
Yeah,
All right.
smash those tweets, guys. Let's go.
Smash them up.
I threw it in the chatter shield already, so you know, we should get some eyes on that. But yeah, I mean, things are just starting to.
Sorry.
Go. That's okay.
Dude, check our thread really quick before you go. It's right on topic at the very bottom. Pepe Co.
What was the value?
You got it in
That's
there.
right there.
Yeah, look at the thread.
Let's see.
From Know Your Memes. I love it. Here we go.
Where'd you post that in the jumbotron?
No, he's just got it in the thread.
Oh, okay. Let me see.
Yeah.
Man, it's about yeah. I was scrolling through some of the things on PNDC today, and I'm sure everybody was. And the you know, pork or whatever. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Like, I guess Justin Timberlake was right this whole time. What goes around comes around, right? Um, but it's true. It's, you know, when you build something that's not on a solid foundation, when you do things, when you're born out of darkness, it's only going to end in darkness. You know, sometimes you can try to like put on a mask and or try to pretend that you're not, that your origin story was a different way, but you know, it is what it is, man. History doesn't lie, and for us as well, history is in our favor because we were born um, with the honorable principles and ethics of DeFi, and with the essence of Matt Furie's, you know, true spirit of Pepe, the happy hardcore Pepe that he created. So that's the beauty of this. And like I don't know who in the community said this, but it's the market cap that didn't catch up to the community. And I think now, very soon, we're going to see a huge resurgence back into this community, or like new eyes on this community, and something great is about to re-spark.
Well,
Um,
let me back you up on that too, Sonic, because if you go out and look at the holder count right now, we're at a local all-time high for wallet holders.
oh
We
wow,
surpassed that today. Yep.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean,
4,000.
What
Yeah, I
word
see
you
that
use,
right now.
D-Tech?
4,400.
yep.
What was the
We
word you
haven't
used? What
been
kind of wallet count?
we hadn't broke that number in probably 45 days or so, maybe 50. I look at it every
Mhm.
single day.
I got you.
And guys, that's honestly, it's the work that you guys are out there doing. It's the work that we're doing going into X spaces and being cool, being funny, being positive, showing up with our content creation spirit, showing up with Pepe, and being the good people that we are.
Yeah.
That at the end of the day is what it is. We go to spaces, we speak about what we're doing. We show up in groups. We have different people that are able to handle these different calls at different times all through the day. There's always a Pepe community member out there somewhere showing up positive, representing Pepe, representing Matt, and representing ourselves. We are Pepe community is a group, right? That is what community is. But it's each unique individual inside of it that brings its own unique flavor and spin to Pepe and their contribution that make it the community. You can't fade the individuals, you can't fade the group. Every single one of us are the reason that after 5 months, we set out on this mission. It is a blessing what's going on. It sucks to see that mainstream Pepe is getting ran through the ringer yet again,
Hmm.
right? I don't like to see that. But for the sake of our project and what we've been doing here, this is the moment. We are a strong building, right? We didn't stand as tall as our adversary, but the adversary right now is literally deflating.
Mm-hmm.
They have nothing to go on. They got no substance, right? They're not making their own content. They're not even trying. You know why? Because all they want to see is price go up. They're
Yeah,
all just
price
going to,
action. Yeah, they don't
that's it.
deserve that project, and they don't deserve Pepe. I mean, I'm
They
sorry.
don't.
Pepe deserves a better
No.
project.
And the thing is, like Paulie was one of the reasons why that Pepe had a, some life left in it, or like he was pretty much the anchor holding it afloat because of his whole PNDC deck system where like, you needed Pepe for that ecosystem to kind of work, right? But now that he's kind of thrown that away, I mean, look at the chart of Pepe. It's suffering. It hasn't even been a full 2 days yet. So imagine what it will look like for them in the next week or two, or just in the future. Um, but hey, man, it's our time to shine. Like this is our time. This is why we held this project for such a long time, and why we kept working and pushing this project. Not because we were thinking that the other Pepe was going to fail, because we believed, and we said this many times, we can exist with or without that Pepe. If that Pepe continues, yeah, if that Pepe continues to pump, then it doesn't matter. We can still coexist, just like how other dog tokens coexist in the same ecosystem. We've already talked about that many times.
Yeah, dude.
But
And we were doing it,
yeah,
right?
and we
Like
were doing it. Yeah.
we've been getting out there. We've been being cool. We went to OX69 blended spaces, and we didn't act a fool. I was always cool to everybody.
Yeah.
Um, we're endorsed by
Yeah.
multiple variations of Pepe that are out there. We've got strong affiliations and partners with old school Pepes that endorse us. Uh, rare Pepes, right? Like they like us. You've got, uh, what have we got out there? We've got some of the new branded ones that are out there coming in and wanting to rub shoulders with us. Hell, there's people running Pepe stuff that are rating us now. Somebody literally rated Low Fun's tweet the other day.
Wow. Because they're hurting. They know what's coming, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Like their
We've known
biggest
it because we've
supporter
been
is not
watching their
supporting them
wallet.
anymore.
Yeah, we've been watching their wallet activity since we launched. We all
Yes.
knew what's happening. We told some of their key opinion leaders. We pointed at their wallet, the
Hmm.
wallet behavior, and they sometimes they ignored us, sometimes they argued with us,
Yeah.
and we did it privately. Like we didn't dox them. We sent them some
Hmm.
messages that said, "Hey, man, you do you know about this?" And they would say that they don't see it that way.
Hmm.
I showed them a $200,000 transaction that was coming out of the Deploy Your Wallet on straight to a central exchange in October, and they just acted like that was normal. And they
Hmm.
the whole time the deploy, at this point in their project, they're saying these are our tokens. This is all we got. And then here comes a two
Yeah.
hundred thousand dollar transaction off the chain, and it's been happening for months. And they just keep milking the project down, and uh, I think maybe it finally it broke them because they're telling Paulie to stop attaching his project to theirs, and he's like, wait a minute, I made y'all, so there you go. That's the recipe for disaster. You got
Hmm.
ballyhoo in the system, and you've
Yep.
got key opinion leaders that can't get along. So
Yeah.
we
Definitely
knew,
recipe for
we all
for
knew that was
disaster.
going to happen. That's
Yeah.
why we stayed here.
Exactly.
You know,
We knew that was going to.
yeah, that, and we believed in the history of Pepe as a meme, but also as a currency.
Hmm.
A lot of our, even some of our newer members, and most of the people that aren't in our project don't realize how many times Pepe has been presented, or how many times Pepe has been tried as a cryptocurrency, but they don't realize how close it actually came to becoming one of the premier currencies back to when Bitcoin was launched. Nobody really knows that history,
Yeah.
and you share it with them, and they're like, they've never heard it before, and I'm like, well, just study a little bit. It's in there. We've been telling you. And, Gotbit certainly they didn't even know it. I mean, they're like meme projects. And I was like, bro, listen, we're not a meme project. We are classified as such, but these come check us out. Come to our spaces. Come talk to our members. We're not crypto guys. We're not moon boys. We're not let's let's pump the token and sell our tokens and leave. That's just not who we are. That's not who we're made of.
Hmm.
And maybe I think I broke through with them a little bit today. I've got an appointment set with them, so they want to learn more because they
Right.
weren't aware about some things. They actually looked up the history and was like, wow, we never knew that. And I'm like, yeah, we're wanting this currency to be in the mix of currencies that are premier, not down in the meme project where we just grow and as far as we can. This is something that we all have passion with.
Yeah,
So
exactly. No, those are some amazing words, Mark. I just wanted to say something that and then I guess we'll pass it to Michael because he has his hands over, but his hand up. But like Pepe will be here before Pepe was here before crypto, and it'll be here after crypto as well. I mean, I'm not gonna say crypto is gonna die, but you know what I mean. You know how they say before and after, it's just a saying. But it was here before crypto, before Bitcoin was even a thing. And when Bitcoin was a thing, Pepe was used in the chats when they were talking about how this was this magic internet money. Among other memes, Pepe was one of the memes used, before crypto, and then when Bitcoin was created as well. So it's like, it, so I'll talk about more about that later. But one thing I want to say, and I really want to make this clear, we are not we are not happy in any way, shape, or form that the other Pepe is falling and crumbling, because I mean what goes around comes around, like I said. Okay, so like karma is a thing, and it's manifesting itself in that Pepe community. Um, but one of the things that sucks for me, like for me to see, and for a lot of us in this community, and for others to see, is how many people are going to be hurt from the demise of that Pepe and of any crypto investment, right? Especially with something that had such a high market cap like that. You can imagine how many wallets, thousands of wallets, I think it was 160,000 holders, how many of those holders are going to get wrecked, or are already getting wrecked for investing such a large amount of money into that token. And it's not going to be good, So I'll never say that I'm happy that Pepe died, if it dies, but they definitely didn't do Pepe justice, is what I'll say. And Pepe Community is the only Pepe that has ever done justice properly, um, for Pepe and for Matt Furie. So yeah, that's what I'll say about that.
Thanks, Sonic. That's some really nice words, and I iterate those too, right? Like, this is, yes, good for us, but also bad for the space in general, right? Like, no one wants to see a community fail. No one wants to see a token fail. No one wants to see people lose their money. That's not what we're here for. We're here for people to grow together, to make a community, and to push crypto forward. We don't want things to crumble and pass, right? So, like Sonic said, karma is a bitch, and they're the developers are just not good people, and it's a shame that it's come to this, and that they got so big with shady people, right? And that's the whole point of why this project was born. We wanted to put Pepe into the right hands, the right community, the right people to make the meme fun, the right people to push it and make the space safe, the right people to just do good and not bad, right? um, and it's funny that we say, like, yeah, their market cap's deflating. Well, yeah, their market cap's deflating, but our tokens are deflating. Like, our total circulating supply is dwindling down every 2 hours. We are burning our coins. We've burned almost 18% of our total supply. We've got, of 100 billion, sorry, 1 billion coins, we've now got close to 820 million. That's really not that many coins. Considering there's only about 2% of our supply left in our decks, that's really not that much. We get a couple of whales, popping into the chart, seeing what sort of potential this Pepe has, the things that we're looking to do, the good that we're looking to do. They're going to support us, and this chart is going to fly. And I can't tell you how bullish I am on this project, on you guys, on all of us being here together, pushing this project for almost 6 months now. Like, 6 months is an eternity in meme coins, right? Like, 6 months, that's a lifetime, um, to have this much community strength, this much drive to push this project forward. So many initiatives that have come and gone, that we're still doing, with our Intel program, with our charities, with our Spotify, podcasts. There's so many things that we've been doing as a community. Our gaming, nights, our VC nights with music. Like, there's so many things we've been doing that have just come and gone, and you know, new people may not know because they weren't here, right? They weren't the ones who were here when we're down 90%. They weren't the ones who were here every night, grinding and pushing X and getting in these spaces and coming together. That's all of us at the moment, and everyone should be proud here to be part of this community and to see what we accomplished, so far. Um, and honestly, I can't tell you how bullish I am for the next 6 months when we're at 20 to 25% burned, closer to the Bitcoin halving, and getting into this bull run because having a safe project with a strong community, people are going to be looking for us.
I 100% agree with you, Michael. Everything that you said about it is accurate. The path, the work that we put in, the troubles and the trials, the heartaches and the emotions that we've all had to put in together has been everything. Yeah, for a meme project, for one, we have unlimited creativity as far as built-in utility, just because of the way the contract was deployed. That's simple. The next thing is we do have product portfolio, content creators, and microservices that generate value right into the token, with smart people all around us still developing shit every single day. I mean, it's honestly at this point to me, like what Sonic said, what you said, Michael, about the market cap having not caught up with us. I think it's honestly ridiculous, because anybody that knows anything right now about Web3 and the crypto game, how this actually works, how to use X, CX, how to use telegrams, how to do all the stuff, how they know the NFT game, they know PFPs, they know gaming culture, they know all that stuff. This is the perfect place for somebody to come slot in, and they're primed and ready. Literally anybody that wants to come in right now, sit down and start contributing in some cool way, they were going to have one or two community members that are pros at that are going to support and build them up. I mean, you guys know that's exactly what I'm out doing on CX, right? I'm sending us leads all the time from people that I talk to out in public that's like, hey, that person's a gamer. Hey, that person's a content creator. Hey, that person's a writer. All these people have to do is just join with us and have fun. It's really that simple. It's really come down to, now we've done so much hard work to set all this stuff up. If you love Pepe and you just want to have fun and hang out and create memes and hang out on CX and mess around with people and have laughs, I mean, I get tons of joy out of it. I know a lot of other people do. That's literally all they got to do. You want to come in here and have Pepe put out cool Pepe memes, be out on CX, growing your account, doing shit that you want to do like that. It's that simple. I mean, we have got the home set up. It is ready and primed and waiting. And right now, we are the team that has been doing it right. We have the social clout. People around us, when we go to different spaces, there's respect there. It's because we're respectful. We've conducted ourselves in a respectable way. We've learned from each other. Every single member in here has challenged me in some way, and I've challenged you guys in some way, and we've all learned from it. And we're still all here, and we're still all growing together. It's pretty amazing. And I have not been, honestly, more enthusiastic about this project. Um, the first couple months, man, I was just on fire, right? Stuff through the holidays got a little funky, got a little bit tough, and people were taking time for themselves and stuff like that too. But we're ready for season two, in my opinion. And I think that's what's so cool, with us having episode 10 and Mark calling it the season finale and stuff, because it really is kind of an end of an era for our infancy and toddlership for this project. And we're getting ready to go. We're at school, we got our shoes tied. And guys, I mean, we're so set up. keep making friends, keep sharing the memes and the love. That stuff matters. What Mark is talking about too, as far as Pepe being a currency, boom, it is. It's a straight up currency. There's so many friends that I've made out there on CX, right? That have started helping us that I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to give them some Pepe. You know why? Think about what Doge did. I've went over this before. Think about what Shib did. Both of those two, one ERC20, one its own blockchain. That's super cool. All right. They got no utility. They had community utility. That's what they did. And Doge built for a long time. Okay. It's a different game now in these markets. There's a lot more people exposed to crypto. There's a lot more functionality enabled. It's just technology. It's gotten easier to apply. But Doge community built themselves up literally by being a community, having fun, doing memes on Reddit, and sharing their token with people. People started saying, what is this? What's going on? This is a meme? Okay, cool. SHIB comes along and they're in the shadow of the biggest meme token in the world. They literally had nothing going for them. They had a dev that was gone, right? And Sonic knows the story super well. Him and I have talked about it 1,000 times. SHIB literally was one of those things as a trader that you're sitting there looking on CX and it just kept popping up. It's like, what the hell is this? Like, Doge is the meme coin. Like, what is this other dog? What is this other dog? We've been doing that. We've been popping up in people's places, in their spaces, on their CX for 5 months. They know who we are. We've been running that same stealth game. But the difference is we've got built-in utility service portfolio and the ability to just keep expanding and building on upon that. Two of those things that those communities didn't even have, right? That they're just expanding into. SHIB had to go about doing a whole Shibarium thing, which was, okay, to go about even getting what we have right from the gate. So be a community, be friendly, go out there and have fun. Make sure those people out there, right, the good people with OX69, like we said, we don't want to see good people losing money and stuff. But the fact is, as far as being a competitor, right, a competitor that kind of kept us in the shadow, it's going to be gone. We've got the history, we got the lore, we got the manpower, the skills, we got it all. We got guys on here, we got leaders in here that are willing to pull people from the outside to invest money for endeavors that are challenging and difficult to achieve. We're working on hard cases with Intel. We've made friends through creative services, right? We've made friends with other Pepes. Sonic's connected us out and got us on shows to get our reach out. Guys, this thing is so primed, so ready. We talked last night. I got on with a banger and did some pep talk and stuff like that. I talked about some things. I was busy doing my thing today, and you know what? Like magic, every single one of you guys slam dunked every single one of those things today. It was like I took Michael's like, hey, I'm on that space or whatever. I'm there with Shy, and I was like, cool, you guys got it. You don't need me, because you don't. Y'all are fucking great. So that's
Just speaking on that space detect, I mean, if y'all have a chance to go listen to it, it was David Gokhshin's space. Um, we're trying to, you know, outreach to him because he likes Pepe, right? He wants Pepe to succeed, whether it be the original Pepe, whether it be the Pepe that is, not in a good light at the moment, whether it be some other Pepe. I feel like he enjoys Pepe, right? It doesn't have to be that one that, went to 1.6 billion, even though he's probably invested in that. Either way, if you go listen to his space, we basically, Shy and I, we were able to get on his stage, and we didn't shill our token per se, so we weren't able to shill. However, we did speak about things that were important in community building, in meme coins, in what people are looking for projects that were successful in crypto in general. And we got a lot of positive things, and positive feedback from the listeners, from David, from all the other speakers. I know that Evan reached out to Shy and was like, "Yo, let's work together. I like the way you speak. I like the way what you're building. I spoke with David in a DM earlier today myself, and it was the first time he actually responded to me, because otherwise I was shilling a project. But this time I actually reached out to him as an individual and was like, thanks for having me on the space. It was nice to speak about meme culture. And he responded back to me. And we had a conversation about gymming and, principles in the gym and applying them in real life. And then we got on to talk about more meme coins. And then I even invited him to our space. And so we may have David come in at some point. Obviously, I can't hold him to it, but he did say he might try and stop by. So if he does, I mean, that's so bullish for us. Like for him to come to our space,
Dude, let me
you know,
reiterate why that's so bullish too. Okay, so Evan, right? I met in the space. I noticed he had a really strong speak, to him. He had a great voice. He was a very strong speaker. If you go and look at his X account, he doesn't get tons of engagement. He doesn't need it from like the visual perspective. He gets it from his speaking talents, right? He's a Southern boy, right? That's cool. Um, but the dude said to me, like, hey, I don't know a lot about like Web 2 security, right? And e-commerce. He's like, I want to talk to you about it sometime. And I was like, dude, sure. Like I'm pretty busy, but I would love to talk to you about it sometime. I did never get to follow up with him like that. So when we were at, G Media's show the other day, I noticed that he got the mic like immediately. And I had been in line. I was like, God damn. Like I got faded 2 hours in, didn't even get a chance to talk. But I reached out to Evan and I was like, hey, man, like, I would love to talk to you about the project. And this is why this is so bullish because he was like, dude, I really don't get involved with me. I like meme projects, but I really don't get involved with them. I don't really share other people's projects and stuff. And I had a 20-minute call with them and I just said, look, man, let me just shoot you straight. I said, I'm 5 months. I'm one project guy. I'm a real professional in real life. I don't care about any of this other shit that's going on. I know the market. I watch it, as far as other projects. But I said, I'll only have one artistic and basically, motivation to support one project, and it's what I've pledged to the community, and I plan to do it for a really long time. I mean, that's I called Sonic on day 2 after hearing him on the space, and I was like, dude, I want to get involved with this. I want this to be the project I'm in. I don't want to do anything else. It's fun. And Evan heard that, and he's like, you know what? Send me the stuff. Send me the links. Give me your material. I sent it to him, and you guys just closed it. Congratulations. It's awesome, guys. It's awesome work. It's everything that we've been doing. That if that substance hadn't been there, he wouldn't have taken a look. It'd have been another monkey butt coin, right? Like I'm not trying to hate. It's funny. But meme tokens out there getting launched are a dime a dozen. Which ones have substance, right? This one's got the sauce. It's all of us. It's what we've made of it. And yeah, I'm super proud of everybody here. I'm super proud of all of our progress. Did Mark get rugged? Where is he?
Come on here.
Rage is back too. I want to make
Yeah,
sure.
I think he got rugged.
Okay. I saw Rage. You came up to the speaker panel too, man, and I want to get you back on here as well, because you came up and you wanted to speak as well.
Hey, how did I
If
get
you want to
rugged?
request, sir. But yes, guys, like really just well done. I mean, it's really just going to take a handful of KOLs, right, that really understand what it is that we've been doing here, because people they don't really take the time to really get it. But once they do, some of our members that we have on our team now, right, like Tana was a difficult person to bring into the community. She had interest, but she was in and out and asking the hard questions, the hard technical questions, because she has a trading group. So they were asking questions. She's even given us a referral into Intel services in a case that we serviced that did end up in a transaction that we burned for the community. Thank you, Tana. Great referral. But Tana was somebody that was difficult to get into the community, and it takes a while to figure it out. So once we have some of these high KOLs, these higher player Web3 people, right, that have a little bit more reach, that say, hey, they're just doing Pepe right and it's pretty fun. But then you open up the toy box and you see all the shit that we got. It's like, what? I mean, if this was real world, right? If this was a real business at this point, traditional, not crypto, and you looked at our product portfolio, honestly, I think it would be evaluated more than what the actual crypto price of our market cap is. I mean, I'm serious. We got a staff of like 25 workers that work 16 hours a day. And we got podcasts on Amazon. We got everything. We got content creators, artists. We've got people right now working in the background. I mean, I'm serious. We got a staff of like 25 workers that work 16 hours a day. And we got podcasts on Amazon. We got everything. We got content creators, artists. We've got people right now working in the background, developing and thinking about how we're going to deploy more utility, right, in the NFT space with lots of different functions that actually help, right, with V2 and V3. That's good for gets it. And let's make sure anybody else that's in the audience gets a chance to talk too, because I'm just on some stuff.
Yeah, no worries, man. No worries. We got Rage up in the house. Shiloh, if you want to come up, come on up. Mark, welcome back. I know you got legs.
I'll come up if that's okay, guys.
Come on up, buddy.
Yeah, I'm here, dude.
You guys good?
Yeah, man. How you doing tonight?
I'm good, man. Sonic's been a while, man. I hope you're doing good. You doing good?
I'm doing great, bro. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Thanks for the for leading us into those other three shows, by the way. So I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man. Of course. But yeah, man. It's the season finale. I don't know how much you heard so far, but
I've been listening. I've been
oh, you've been
listening.
listening. All right. Well, I'll give you the mic.
Oh man, I love it. I'm. It's just so like D-Tech nailed it. Some of the other guys nailed it. This is our 10th episode, guys. I mean, it's been a while that we've been on and just working really hard and being dedicated to the space, right? So it's definitely it's a great achievement, and I'm definitely like season two. Like season one is like okay, it's like you set the base, right? Season two, it's unleashed, right? If there was like one word to describe the feeling that I feel, it's you're unleashed. The sky's the limit, right? And then with that sentiment that I'm seeing across the board, right? Like I've been going on a lot of X spaces too myself, a different type of in the crypto space, but a different audience. And the sentiment is that people are just tired of all the BS. They want to be around quality stuff, right? And that's kind of what we've been always been focused on. What's up, D-Tech? Right? That truly is the sentiment. I mean, I've met so many fascinating people in the last week just in this space that exactly the same things that we think of, the way we operate, the way we respond. It's just amazing, right? And I see us as that platform. Like the idea, guys, I look at us as open source. We are the ecosystem. We are the open source, system out there that anyone that wants to do anything, come do it. We'll help you do it. Right? If it's sorry, I got my daughter on my shoulders right now, guys, and she's, I'm having a blast with her. I'm really happy. But we are the platform, guys. And the way we conduct ourselves, right? Like I'm a software engineer, right? I'm learning about the blockchain. I want to bring value to this group. I want to bring value to the community. So the more I learn, the more I could share. And that's just one small piece of it. But look at all these guys in here. What did you say, D-Tech? 25 people working 16 hours a day. We're always, I mean, believe me, all of us work, but we probably spend more time on this project than in our daily lives, right? And things that we have to do. We just figure it out. That's just the way it is. So, season two, I'm looking forward to it. Really excited that, it's just the game is changing. We're making that change. Just keep being you. You guys, Michael, Shiloh, you guys are out there, man. Big props to you. I went up, I requested to speak. I couldn't. But the fact that your voices were out there was just so good for me, man. You guys did amazing. And just continue being you. That's how we're going to get the community. Believe there's so many things, guys. I can't wait till I can get to the point where I could put away my real job and like make this the thing, right? I'm looking forward to that. Anyways, I'm gonna step down. Just wanted to say what's up, say hello to
Oh, well,
the.
don't step down just yet, Rage, bro, because I got you on the spot here.
You got
And
me.
anybody that's listening for the first time, like, I want you guys to know, Rage is not only just a software engineer, not only is he an ex speaker, only is he an ex raider for us as well, but he's also somebody that cares a lot about social responsibility. He says it a lot, and I'll tell you, as a team member, I've seen it in action so many times. You're always kind of that counterweight to hard situations. I think that you listen well, you assess situations, and you're really, really great at understanding our people. That matters. It matters to understand the community, to understand who is who among it, because we're individuals, we're human. That is what makes up the community. It's really great, man, like having you on the team, making friends with you through this 5 months. And yeah, I just wanted to make sure, any new listeners and stuff like that really, kind of knew Rage a little bit more.
Thanks, man. That's you know, me and you have always it's always cool connecting with you, man. Always I learned so much from you, I'm not gonna lie. I learned from so much from everybody in here, from everybody. I'm not even kidding you. I write notes too. So I take notes and I try to learn and I go back and come back and you know, it's more than anything, what you gain, the experience, that knowledge is much more valuable than anything that you can think, right? Because that, thank you. Because, if you think about it, right, there's a reason why we're all here, right? I'm going to get a little spiritual, guys. I hope you guys just go with it for a little bit. We talk about mimetic energy, right? I didn't understand what mimetic energy until I came in here and listened to Shy. I'm not gonna lie. He brought it. I was like, what are they talking about? Like this. I mean, it sounds cool, but what is that? So, it takes time to really understand what that is, right? And I truly just got it recently, maybe towards the end of the year, right? We talk about it, but now I'm connected to it. That's all I could say. Um, and that's your intention, right? The intention that you have when you want to go out in life, you bring that energy, right? If you do something good with good intentions, maybe you might not see that benefit. Maybe you have to work really hard. Maybe you have to go through darkness for a little bit. But at the end, your destination, where you're trying to go to, that will always lead you in the right path when you do things with the right intention. That's what I truly believe because I don't give up. If you look at my title, I didn't know what to put in X. The only thing I can think about was just let me give a philosophy: never give up. And that's what we took. That's what every member, the resilience in this group for almost 6 months has that resiliency, right? I don't, you know what? I don't want to be a part of a meme. I want to be a part of mimetic energy. I don't want to be a part of negativity. I want to be a part of positivity, right? I want to learn, right? I'm 1 year from now, we're going to have a different conversation, right? That's my goal, right? I want to be able to go past certain things. Honestly, guys, I want to get even past the charts. Like, seriously, like, I want to get to a point where, like, okay, the community is happy and respected from that chart perspective. Now let's go move on and like do some really big things and stamp this into the ground in the crypto space, right? That's what I want to see. I want to see that change. And I'm telling you guys, that's the sentiment. Everyone is tired of it. These coins are not going to last. They're not going to do good. And people are going to gravitate towards things that do. This energy, this mimetic energy. So anyhow, what's up? Anyone else? What you got, D-Tech? What's going on with you, brother?
Well, to put you on the spot, or just talk about something else. What you want
Anything
from
you
me?
want. Anything
Okay.
you want.
I
Anything.
got something. I want to give a shout out to Hunter's Insight, who's in here listening with us. He's come to a couple of the Web3 forums during lunch breaks. What's up, brother? It's good to see you.
Sound. Can you
He's
guys hear
given
me?
some very Let me
He was
see
doing
here.
awesome. I just lost sound.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm gonna throw you on mute real quick. Let's see. So Hunters wanted to say shout out to you, dude. I'm glad that you come by though there and share like your insights into. Oh, cool! You're actually requesting up too. Let's get you up here as well.
I'm gonna drop down and come back up. I
Yo,
have.
what's up?
Oh
I'm
yeah,
on my
yeah.
computer, so it
Okay,
might be
sorry.
kind of weird.
That's kind of cool though. I'm
Sorry,
still
I didn't mean
figuring
to
that
butt in.
out.
I couldn't hear anybody. He was going, saying so many cool things. Okay, whenever he's.
There we go, Hunters. What's going on, brother? You're unmuted, but we can't hear you. And if you're rugged, you may have to take a lap, so you'd have to leave and then come back in. And we're happy to have you come back up here. So while we're waiting, I did want to give a shout out, guys, a big one here. All right. And I want to see some hearts coming up for this. But, you know, I had a little bit of a content creator series coming out this week. It was thematic, it was about Star Wars. I like it, it's cool. But I really wanted to give a shout out here because it hit me right in the heart last night. And Bubba and Hex heard me. I came into VC afterwards. But Sea Glass, dude, thank you so much for getting the star for Pepe Community. It was on point. It was really thoughtful. It was thematic, which I don't know if you actually meant to do that or not, but that's something that touched me as well, man. But dude, that was just really freaking cool, man. So I love following you and your creativity, dude. You're just ride or die in this community. Um, you've went through some ups and downs, and we've been there with you through them. And we're glad, we're really glad to have you and have your support, man. I really appreciate it. I love you, brother. And I thought that was super thoughtful. Hit me right in the heart, man.
I agree, man. I think that's so cool that Seaglass went and did that. Like, I gave him a shout out on the post I did. It's in the Jumbotron if anyone's missed it. He bought us a star. On the star, it says, Pepe Community thrives on mimetic magic. Our mission: restore, protect, and honor Pepe's glory and its creator, Matt Furie. Like, that's on the inscription of the star. Like, that is so cool to
I'm
me.
sorry. That's amazing.
It really is, man. And like the fact that our star is called, OXBE Pepe Community, like, my goodness, like, that's just so cool. Like, Pepe is now written in the stars, the first meme to go to space, the first meme that's immortalized, right? Like, absolutely insane.
You
So
did
cool.
it, Sea Glass. You did it, brother. It was awesome. Sorry, Michael. I was just pumped about it.
No, man, I'm pumped too. I've completely forgot, and until you mentioned it, like, I meant to bring it up. Um, but no, it's awesome. I see we have Hunter's back. Hunter's, is your mic okay?
Yeah, is this better?
Absolutely. What's going on?
I guess you can't do spaces on a MacBook.
No, you need to be on like your phone.
Makes sense. Okay. Yeah, I'm just chilling, man. Been watching this crazy ride with all these Pepe pork holders over the last couple days. It's been super entertaining. Oh my goodness.
Entertaining to say the least, my man.
I'm on my fifth burner. Like I've went through four other burners and I've been blocked by so many different people that I have to keep recreating accounts just to listen to these spaces and put my own 2 cents in there and fuck with all of them. It's hilarious, but people got to learn sometime.
What have you been doing to get kicked out, brother?
Engagement farming, I guess. I have a bunch of these names like Pepe the farmer, Pepe the pig farmer, Pepe the
Oh
pork
my god.
farmer, and they all got like Pepe farming like equipment in there. And like I talk about farming, and I like it's actually kind of difficult. The amount of thought that I have to put into like a response to get a good to get like responded back. It's a lot of thinking work. It actually takes away from my time in my day, but. It's like simmering down now. No one's really responding much anymore. people are like, I think they're down like, they're down over 50% if they bought at the top, but a lot of people are just waiting to see what's going to happen, and they're in it for the wrong reasons and trying to make, they literally think they're going to be like billionaires overnight. It's absolutely insane the amount of like energy that these people spend on the internet when they get like riled up and hyped up about something, just for like a week though. It's like only for like a day. And this weekend they'll start probably drinking again, and then forget this ever happened, and then it'll go down, they'll sell, and then it'll go back up, they'll hate themselves. It's like, oh my goodness. It just shows you how many new people though are getting into this space and learning about crypto and learning about this ecosystem, and it's exciting to watch. But like the first day, dude, I was like telling these people, I'm like, I don't think this is a fork. I don't think it's an actual fork. And then people are, and then you can't even tell people, like, you have to then ask them questions. That's what I'm learning from just engagement. This is the first time I've really engagement farmed, and it's fun, and it's given me something to do over the last week. But yeah, I'm like trying to tailor my engagements because I'm trying to engage on Hunter's Insight more and try to learn this algorithm better so that I can attract more hunters and more like wildlife people. So I'm like doing all these testing stuff, but it's, yeah, they're ending up blocking me because I'm making too much sense. Or I guess some comments might be a little out of hand. I don't want to repeat them, but it's a lot of people like to just get in pissing matches with you, and it's just a waste of time, to be honest. But yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with like kicking back and watching a little bit of it as a show, right? Like I said, this is the only crypto project that I've actually been a part of as far as being a high contributor, right? But I was a trader. I was using X. I watched everything that was going on. I watched Duquan. I watched SBF. I watched stuff with OX69, which is what really led me right here very easily, because I saw it when it came out. I was like, oh yeah, that's Pepe. It's going to send, right? And then I just watched on X, everything just really go to shit really quick. So when I picked up on this one, I was like, okay, this is the right mission for it, right? So have fun, but don't be too hard on them. Some people are probably out there, like you said, new and getting caught and losing money, and that does suck. So folks got to know if they want to be a part of Pepe, they want to be a part of something right now that's audited, right, and renounced, so there's no fuckery. This is the place to be for Pepe. Come and have fun with it. Like, that's what it's all about. Let them know.
Yeah, no doubt. I agree. Good points.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. And I know you're a smart guy, dude. We've had a lot of conversations about business. You got a head on your shoulders and stuff. So you probably are out there making sense, and some people don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear sense made. Some of them may have got into it just for the meme, right? And they may not have even known anything about any of the stuff, which is unfortunate, which is why, if you think about it, in crypto, meme tokens are often like the gateway drug right into crypto. People will get into meme tokens. People got into Doge, and then they got into crypto, right? Um, so we want to be positioning ourselves. A part of our mission, right, is to help the newcomers. Just like Michael was saying before, right? Just like I was talking about, people can come in and be a part of this community, slot in, and be successful because they got good people around them and they can't get rugged. That's a win-win in crypto. So if you find people out there, a part of those communities that seem stranded or need a place to be, let them know where we're at. We're here for them. Thanks for coming up, man. It's awesome to see you on one of the shows tonight. We just pulled up Evan into the speaker panel. Evan, how are you doing tonight, sir?
What's up, man? You want me to do the Evan thing, or you want me to wait and let y'all talk about what y'all are talking about, or how you
No,
want to
you're
do it?
good, man. It's open mic. Go for it.
All right, cool. All right, let's go for it. All right, so had a conversation with Tech yesterday about y'all's community, and so I'll give you some backdrop, and I'll lead it into a pretty good conversation. So here's the deal. I'm kind of on kind of on a streak right now with building up a solid community. Kind of doing something different in spaces as far as like interview formats and trying to bring information that to make people not just bring alpha, but to cause people to think and reevaluate the assumptions that they have in crypto. I've done very well in David's spaces. I've done well in Santa spaces, and so I've kind of spun off and done my own thing. And Tech reached out to me to talk about some of the Pepe community. And initially, I wasn't standoffish. I coming from my perspective, as I continue to gain followers fairly rapidly. I get these. I had to change my inbox settings to only people that I follow, and they follow me because I was getting so many messages of just like randos, like they send you so many like frog and dog coins, right? And it gets so overwhelming. Well, Tech reached out to me, and I was like, "Hey, I've heard this guy. I've listened to him in Adam Bitcoin Spaces. He makes a lot of sense." And at first, I was a little standoffish, but I always consider what people have to say. And then I bumped into Shiloh today as well, and I looked at his picture, and I was like, "Hey, he's got the frog with the hood. Let me check his profile out." And then I was like, "Oh, he's part of the Pepe community too." So I shot him a message. I said, "Hey, I like what you're saying in David Spaces today. You make a lot of sense." He name dropped Tech again, and I was like, "You know what? This community is a little different." Um, Community's a little different. Shiloh was dropping some pretty solid bombs in David's stuff today, and he wasn't spouting the typical meme coin gibberish that you hear. And when I was listening to Tech yesterday talk, he wasn't spouting the typical meme coin gibberish either. And so it all kind of lined up. So you seem like a community that's got your head screwed on straight. And I know I sound like super straightforward and blunt tonight. I'm really tired because I've been working on cars and I've been working all day on top of that. But everything that y'all are saying makes sense to me. Y'all seem to be more of a community of fun rather than shilling tokens. And so I jumped in. I wanted to talk to you guys real quick. Um, Tech, if you want me to answer you in private, I can, or I can answer you here on
No, you're fine. We can talk about anything publicly. I'm
okay.
open. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I try to keep my conversations private. I went off today in David Spaces. I didn't reference you. There was another guy that actually messaged me the same day because I mean I just dropped like crazy bombs in David Spaces the other day, and somebody else reached out to me and wanted me to shill their frog dog coin that's not even listed on, it's only on Dex screener, no Dex listings, no coin market cap, no nothing. And I just got fed up. I didn't name drop them either, but I was frustrated. I was like, they're trying to use my connections, and I just got frustrated, and so I just kind of hit the mute button for a little while, and then you reached out to me later that day, and that's why I was a little standoffish. So I apologize if I was a little blunt yesterday.
That's all right,
Um,
dude. I'm blunt sometimes too.
but
So it's good.
you handled it really well, and you were very diplomatic, and you know um, the things you're saying make sense, and you're somebody that has a rational mind. You're not a hype boy, and I'm so sick of the hype boys in crypto. I'm burned out of the the hype culture. I don't even do meme coins. I don't do meme communities. I don't do any of that. I stick with strictly fundamentals because I'm here for sound money. But you guys are the exception, and I like what y'all are saying. I like what you're doing. I like I just the pictures I look like, y'all look like just like V from y'all look like V from Vendetta. Pepe's almost to me. So or you're kind of like Pepe Cypherpunks or something. I don't know. So Tech,
Yeah, we're the
I
zero XB, we're the zero XBE Pepe community faction, right? Like
yeah.
spawned off from a mainstream Pepe that just wasn't doing it justice.
Right, yeah,
Makes perfect sense.
and so that leads into my next part. That leads into my next part because one, I would like to extend, and I'd like to get some. Oh, you're crazy feedback, bro. I'd like to extend, to Tech and a few other of these guys on the panel. I'd like to invite y'all onto an EVM episode and do like a Q&A about the community and talk with you guys. I don't want to endorse anything towards anybody else, but I will do an interview style format where I will, talk to you guys, basically let you lay your case out. I did it with the Hex community. If you can do it with Hex, you can do it with anybody. And I'd like to get y'all on, let you talk about the community, basically just like open mic, no interruptions. And, I'll ask a question, go as long as you want and talk. I'd like to interview you on the community a little bit more. And that segues to what kind of led me to do this and consider it was, the meme coin craze kind of popped off a little bit. You had Pepe earlier this year, and it was kind of I don't want to say a flop. It's still doing fairly well in terms of market cap. It's retraced, but it had a lot of back and forth that you kind of brought to my attention. And then they forked it and did the pork thing, and the pork was funny, and the pork memes were funny. But I went and I listened to the guy that I jumped in his space yesterday. I didn't come up and speak, but I jumped into what's his name, Polly. I jumped into his space, and he just he sounded like Dan Pena. I mean, just like the dude was over the top profane. Like I'm fine with like a little bit of profanity here or there, and I don't mean any insult. If anybody in here likes the guy, I don't mean any insults. I don't know the guy personally, but his message was not well received by at least myself, and I don't like what they're doing. And if you're going to lead a project, if you're going to lead a project for fun, you have to be an ethical actor in the space, and you have to treat people. You have to treat people well. And I don't think that that's going to be conducive to the meme coin that they forked in the long term. It did well for like 3 days, but you're seeing the chart today, and that's charts do that. People take profits, and stuff like that. But you're not building a good community by doing that. So I reevaluated the situation. I thought about it, Tech, and I was like, you approached it very well. You're very rational minded. You're very respectful, and you could tell, I was a little iffy on it at first, and I probably in the future won't do many mean things just because it's not my style. But I'll make an exception for people who approach me respectfully. And so yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm here to talk to you guys. Just hear what's going on, and I like your message, and I didn't like what I heard about I didn't like what I heard the other night on the pork stuff, and it's just night and day difference. And Shiloh, being part of the community, dropped some. He said some pretty smart shit today. So, big props to him as well. I would love to work with you guys. I'd love to at least do an interview style format and hear you out and see what you got.
Yeah,
And I
dude. I
appreciate
mean,
you
I
coming
love it,
on, man,
dude.
and
Like,
talking to us.
we probably wouldn't have gotten off on the right foot on the call yesterday had we not already built rapport together on a previous space, right? Like you met and you listened to me, and we were talking about the charitable event. We were talking about Adam's work that he's doing with Hold Brother and stuff, and the education services that they're doing, and the kids are drawing the NFTs and stuff of our profile pics and everything like that. So we were on the floor together in a professional setting, so to speak. And whenever I was on G Media's show two or 3 days ago, it was random. Like I jumped in it because I was at work, right? And I'm like, okay, I got a chance to listen to this. And I heard what those guys were talking about, and I was honestly just wanting 1 minute on the mic because I just wanted to tell them, because there was like one guy in there that was talking about how it used to be, right? And how he said when it came out, people were having fun with the meme, right? And then the other guys on the pond side and the guys on the pork side and stuff, they were all just sitting there tearing each other apart. And I'm like, this is pretty embarrassing, right? You got the number one meme in the world. You got Pepe. In our community, like I said, Evan, we are endorsed and affiliated with Pepes that have been around in cryptocurrency and blockchain for quite some time. They know and they see what this is. They respect us. We respect them. And we've been doing this thing right for 5 months. And the funny thing is that, I like a lot of aspects of this because I want to have fun. That's why I got into it. I have a professional career already. I don't need to make money off of crypto day in and day out. I'm really good at trading. I can make a lot of money doing that if I put my time into it. but it's not that much fun to just sit there and just look at charts all the time. Yeah, you get the dopamine hit when something cool happens, but I wanted more. I wanted to extend my creative abilities. I wanted to take my people management and technical abilities and apply them into something in crypto that I have been watching and participating in from the trader perspective for quite some time, 4 or 5 years or so. So it all made sense to me from a spectator perspective, from a professional perspective. And then the way that this token and mission was deployed and the idea behind it, that is why there are so many people sitting here right here on this call, Evan, that have been at it for 5 months. And nearly every single person I'm looking at in here with the PFP and stuff has been here either since the very beginning, day one, day two, or came along and were listening and figuring out where they wanted to be very, very early. And when times were tough, we're sitting there in VC listening to music together. When we couldn't think of directions to go, we started creating services. We got leaders right in here that have syndicated podcasts. I've said this before on this recording already, but they're there. If you want to go out and look at our community directions website, to go, we started creating services. We got leaders right in here that have syndicated podcasts. I've said this before on this recording already, but they're there. If you want to go out and look, pushed and published all those, and those are interviews with members in this community that talk about being a part of DeFi. Mark, yep. See you waiting.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank Evan for coming by the show and inviting us on, and I'm going to tell him I'm going to do it, but only because he's from Georgia.
Your accent's more southern than mine. I'm from Mississippi. But right there in the southeast, I do have some questions about the community. Unless you want me to reserve them for EVM, they're not softball questions. Because I'm a boil it down to its base layer kind of guy.
Hit them hard, man. Let's go.
So my thing is, so what like every you got so many guys in crypto, you ask them like, this was especially prevalent during like the DeFi Ponzi era. So like what is the goal? What is the goal of the community? What's your roadmap look like, and why stay on ERC20 when gas fees are hella expensive?
Well, the ERC20 gas thing is something that I can't put a lot of thought into because truthfully, whenever as a trader, I never mess with gas fees. Right? It wasn't a thing. It's like I can go acquire token basically anywhere and hold it without worrying about fees. So that's just something I know and I don't even get concerned about. As far as roadmap is concerned, we don't have an officially published one, Evan. But what I can tell you is that we've got multiple leaders with multiple work streams, all building into things that we haven't necessarily went out real public with because we have been doing a lot of building in stealth. Is that at all helpful? I mean, would you like? Are you interested in learning more about what it is
I want to add
that
a
we
little
are
bit to the
building?
roadmap question, if that's okay.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So Evan, I'm Mark. I'm from Alabama. By the way, I don't think I mentioned that, but so I've been working with GotBit, or the community has been working with GotBit.io, the hedge fund, if you're familiar with them. And currently, I'm involved in working on that roadmap with consultants so that we can finalize it for publication. I just wanted to throw that in there. We're almost finished with it. I can tell you from the core group that the core team that's here now that have been here for 5 months, we collectively have a vision for the token. Okay. Now we're, like you said before, we're not normal crypto guys. We're hype, all that mess. We don't do that, and we just, that's why I'm here. I like that about this group. We're software developers, real estate developers, you name it, across all industries. Different.
It's for fun. I get it. Like I know it's like a passionate thing. What?
Yeah, but not really. It's not. I'm not here for fun, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm having a great time, but I'm here for an investment. And what I'm telling you is so that I like history, like, right. I like something that I have enjoyed. And the history with Pepe as a currency goes way back a long time, all the way back to like when Bitcoin was created, right? And not many people know that. And Pepe should have a place right now as one of the top cryptocurrencies, if not for interference by our government. They interfered with that project because who knows why, what the government does and why they do it. And
Well, there's a reason for that. I can answer that one.
yeah, and there's been several attempts for that to happen as well, but it being the most famous meme of all time and what we've seen with the other coins and etc. Besides that, we're all here because we believe that Pepe will have its place as a currency.
Yeah, it's a what it is. It's a cultural icon. Pepe was really prevalent during the 2016 election because Pepe is a middle finger to the establishment, right? It's like the opposite of woke troll. I mean, Pepe is like you think about the news media's reaction to Pepe. They try to label it as like a racist movement because what it was standing against the status quo of the ridiculous establishment. So my next question is, and I asked Tech this too. So if you want Pepe to be its own currency, like I'm serious about this. Like I think this is a good idea. Like why not create your own blockchain and literally make Pepe the token that you can build stuff on top of? Like I think that would be dope.
That's a great idea and one that we've discussed often. How far can we go? And I can tell you
Yeah.
that our roadmap is going to consist of you know getting central exchanges, and so that we can be a long-term project and we can build around Pepe. And it's not something that we want to pump. I mean, we would have all sold our tokens when it was at 50 million if that was the case. 'Cause we were all here before that, and none of us have sold. I don't. I can tell you that most everybody here never sold any of their tokens. I can't promise you that, but we've all gotten to know each other, and we've all been pretty honest, about our investment in the token, and we're in this for the long run, and we are going to build around it, and we are now. I mean, we already have, in a sense, that we have established our infrastructure and our communication infrastructure, and we have several media platforms. Um,
Yeah.
Comparing this to like Shibber Doge in month 5, we're so far more advanced than they were in month 5. It's if you just read the history, and
Yeah. What?
so we do have
Yeah.
that
I
long-term.
I see it.
Yeah.
I see the passion. I was going to ask you, what part of Alabama are you from?
I'm south of town, south of Birmingham, Hoover.
South of Birmingham. So you're in between Birmingham. You're near Calera. You're in between Birmingham and Montgomery.
I'm about 10 to 15 miles south of Birmingham. It's
Okay,
called
I got
we
some.
call it south of town, which is really just Hoover. It's Hoover, Shelby
Yeah, I
County.
know where that's at. I've got customers. I've got customers near Irondale and Hoover. I go to Calera.
Yeah,
I travel the whole state for work. I actually got to go to Birmingham this week and to go see customers in Birmingham, Montgomery, and Bessemer and
yeah.
Hueytown.
I grew up in Hueytown.
Yeah, I've got
There's
a.
no chance anybody on this show right now will know what Hueytown is. No chance.
Do you know? Are you familiar with the business Prestige Diesel in Hueytown?
Yes, sir.
Yep, that's my customer.
I certainly am. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Matt's one of my customers.
I grew up in
I mean,
Hueytown.
Chris. I'm sorry. He's one of my. Chris Nix is one of my customers. He's
Chris
an awesome
Nix,
dude.
yeah.
Runs a really good business over there.
He does. He certainly does. He's worked on one of my diesels. It's been a long time ago.
Sweet. Small world, huh?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but I
I
grew up
sell
in
it.
Hueytown. My family still lives there. So, and it's a town of like 35,000, maybe
Uh huh.
25, 35,000. So literally,
That's crazy.
I know everybody there. And I have 2 brothers. They're still there. My family's there. So
Yeah, he buys contamination kits like fuel systems for his pickups. Super Duty. What's it? The one near Tuscaloosa. Super Duty buys from me as well. And there's Helena. There's BC South. Like I've got a lot of I got a lot of customers in there. It's just cool. I was just curious because I traveled the whole state. But but guys, y'all make a lot of sense to me. I don't pull punches on questions, and that's actually a litmus test for me. Is if I get into a community and I ask a couple questions and I get shut down, then I just leave because I know that you're not honest.
So,
And the scripture that I'm a Christian, I'm a devout Christian, but the scriptures say to test the spirits to see if they're of God. And so the idea is that the truth does not mind being questioned. And so that's how you get to the bottom end of like, that's how you boil things down to the bottom end to really get down to what people want to talk about. And, here's some thoughts just, because your community is a little nebulous. And what I mean by that is it can go a lot of different directions from here because you're so, in the early stages. You may have a roadmap, you may not. I mean, I know you said you did, but like there's so many different directions you could go. You could do a blockchain. I know tech, you said the window's closing on capitalizing on some things. My argument is the election is coming up this year and you've got plenty of time because I think the Pepes are going to pop off like crazy because, Trump and Pepe are kind of like, a duality. And y'all could do charity, y'all could do dApps. How cool would it be to have like a charity on the blockchain? If you could create your own blockchain, which would be like the best thing, where you could have like literally a whole chain for memes or a charity or whatever, and you could decentralize it enough to where the securities and exchange clowns wouldn't interfere. That would be the ideal thing because my biggest concern is not your project. Is my biggest concern is the damn SEC and the stipulation that the government has towards the meme because the U.S. government is absolutely ridiculous and they're borderline tyrannical. And I do not trust anything that Gary Gensler, the clown man, does. So
Honkler.
yeah,
He's
he's a honkler.
he's a straight honkler. Yeah, we're very familiar with Gensler and his antics.
Yeah.
Endorsement, shilling out Algorand, et cetera, developed by MIT, then basically crawfished on everybody and
Well,
has
we
become an
we
enemy
know
of
that we
crypto.
know that he's not. He's just a phase. He makes no decisions. They tell him what
Well,
to
it's
do.
bullshit. I'm sorry for my language there, Evan, but this guy is honestly he's stifling the not what he's doing is he's stifling the crypto industry for the United States to be competitive in it when other countries are getting ahead
Yeah,
from it, and that's very
he's laughing
frustrating.
us. We got third world countries that are laughing at us in the economy because of crypto is getting ignored.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Evan, dude, I'm really happy to hear like you got to talk to some other members, talking to Shy, talking to Michael, etc. It's cool that, you've gotten to come up here and talk to Mark as well. And really kind of get different perspectives because each person in here is their own individual leader of Pepe Community, right? And so we're always going to have our own styles. We do work together. We do work together on things, right? We also take on our own initiatives and run and build value for the community, which has been super cool to see because it's almost like, you have this nucleus and each one of us is going out and we do different things. Sometimes we move as a pack, we achieve things together, but we also, every single member in here is so strong individually with their own skill sets that they're able to bring value to the community in different ways, whether that's through, communication, talking to people, creativity, development, hanging out, just being a part of the community and being there for people, right? And I think you missed it earlier, but our guy Seaglass, got bought us a star. Just like wake up yesterday and we've got a star named Pepe Community 0xBE. I mean, it's so cool the different things that this community comes up with day in and day out. It's like you go to sleep and you think you're in one situation with it. You wake up the next day and it's like, boom, what's happened in crypto that now affects us? What are the ripple effects? What did somebody do? Who did somebody talk to? Right? It's crazy and it's cool and it's fun. And I'm glad you asked those hard questions because folks like Mark, right, he is paying attention to those aspects of our project. That allows me to go out and do the things for this project that I really want to do, that I'm good at, that I get to put my heart into. And that's really important too. You got to have the people in here that have the passion to be able to apply that passion right where they want it. And we do that here. And we didn't do that because somebody told us to. This project was launched by an anon developer. So none of us in here are the developer for the contract, right? We are all individual people that just magically came together in this bucket of people and was shaken up really hard, right? Through a launch and the excitement, the ups and downs, and all came out here together and just found our place and found our way. And we've went through the community struggles of what challenges we had with working with an anon dev, of what challenges we had interpersonally with each other. And we're all still here. And we're still all here together doing it. And it's pretty amazing, man. So it's, when you talk to me and you said, hey, I've got these apprehensions about meme tokens, I do look at it at face value for the meme because I do love the fun aspects of it. I love just popping into somebody's random thread on Twitter, seeing something that they're saying and having a meme pocketed that's Pepe Community branded to just put there and make somebody laugh. It gives me joy. It makes my day at the end of the day so much happier. And I'll tell you what, when I'm doing stuff like that, it charges me. It makes me more productive. It makes me more happy with this project. So it's cool, like that you approached it with skepticism. You're like, okay, is this just another duck butt coin? And that has no substance, no people, no value, no services, no plans. No, like I say it to our community members all the time. When people like you, Evan, and I used honestly, I don't think she's in the audience right now, but I used Tana as an example too. People that came in have come in and been, doing their due diligence about this project. And when they really peel it back and see everything that we've done, what we have, and what we're doing, yeah, it is. It's definitely much bigger than just your typical meme token. Absolutely.
What's the hoods? Like I don't what's the hoods on the frogs? I'm just
Yeah.
Oh,
curious.
they're PFPs that one of our members created for us as gifts.
Ah,
Yep.
yeah,
That was
it's
that
so
was the style.
funny. Like I catch myself. I jump on. The best way to gain exposure and followers is to jump in spaces and contribute and say smart shit. And, and late at night, sometimes I'll I'll go through spaces and just kind of scroll like the dark side of X to try to find some crypto stuff. And I jumped in this one space and didn't realize that there was about 150 people, and literally I was the only guy that didn't have a PFP. And I was like, "Yo, I'm about to get mobbed up in this." Like, dude, it was so funny. Like, I have so many people. Like, I have at least once a week somebody says, "Dude, what's with the laser eyes?" Like, are you a Bitcoin? I've had so many people come after me saying, "You're a Bitcoin maxi. What do you know?" And I'm like, first of all, don't write somebody off. That's a stupid thing to do. Second of all, it's a psyop. I did it at first because I thought it was cool, and I decided to keep it. It was an old profile picture. I updated it to the one where I had that lever action, and then I changed it back because I like this one. And number one, it looks cool because it's kind of nerdy, kind of cool. Number two, Bitcoin maxis think I'm one of them and they'll follow me. And then I'll also get into spaces and I'll throw people off because I'm like this dude with laser ass talking about meme coins. And
Yeah.
and it's absolutely fun. So, but it's fun to jump into these spaces. It's so I'm a very like I was talking to Mark, and I may try to like meet up with this dude sometime because
Yeah.
he lives in Alabama and I travel for work.
My
Maybe
office is
like
right off 65.
yeah.
Just past it.
I'm a relational person. I'm very much a relational person, and I will say this: the one hard thing about crypto is the PFPs. Like, so that's why I spend a lot of time, and I'm not very quick to move. I try to scope people out. I talk to people. I ask a lot of questions. Because yeah, it's you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful when you're like I've learned there's a difference between investing in tokens when I'm just an anonymous crypto investor, and it's a lot different when you jump into space and you put yourself out there and you're trying to generate a following, and you got all these guys that they reach out to you and they want to collab, but you don't know that they've got 20% of the supply and they're ready to rug your ass as soon as you mention it to your community and they jump. It's a different world. And so yeah, so don't mind the little extra cautiousness, I guess. But it's fun, and I'm here, and I'm here to chill out, have a good time. I'm enjoying it so far, guys.
Yeah, thanks, Evan. I'd love to meet with you maybe in Eat sometime. And there's a community that I'd like to share with you. It's a little bit different a place to hang out. There's an application and vetting process that you have to go through. And they're in this space, and people don't realize it. It may be something that you're interested in. I'd like to share it
What
with
you
you.
done? I don't know what you're talking. Are you talking about in real life? You talking about here?
No, it's here and on. They live on X and they live in Telegram. I'm sorry, it's a Telegram channel.
Oh man, it's I will jump on Spaces and talk and message y'all, dude. I'm in so many groups right now. I literally can't keep up with anymore. I had like 10 people try to get me to join groups, and I literally have I've got two on Discord. I've got three or four on X, and I've got one or two on Telegram, and I literally can't keep up with the messages. It's nuts. Like you try to scroll back and look for alpha, and Discord makes it a little bit easier because I got the tabs where you can like kind of narrow it down. But it gets to the point where it's so between working 40, 45 hours a week and and doing my own personal crypto research and then trying to keep up with all the communities, I've gotten to the point where like it's spilling over. Like it's way too much.
Yeah, I got you.
It's crazy, dude.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's totally relatable.
we're
Between
all in
you know,
that boat.
let's say between this project and between my in real life, like in real life, I think I manage about 450 chat groups across my company.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of like mechanisms set up to make it to where I only have to look at a handful of things, but it can get pretty challenging.
Like
But yeah,
bots or keywords or secretaries, you got to do all that stuff. And so after a while, like I had to leave a few groups. And so I sent, this is like early days when I first joined a couple groups, so I sent a guy a message just for transparency. I said, hey, if you see me leave the group, nothing you did, I'm not angry. I'm just like, hey, I had to boil, I had to narrow it down, and hey, I'm still in communication. That's all cool, to keep that bridge open, because I was like, hey, no hard feelings, man. It's nothing like that. It's just like my time is getting stretched. Like, if I was in crypto full time, it would be a different story. But dude, it's like, dude, this is literally like working two full-time jobs. It's nuts, how fast this stuff moves.
It moves really quickly. I'm looking forward to the all-in-one app that'll manage all of your social media in one spot. You log into one that has all the different apps in one. You can manage them at the same place. I'm ready for that.
Yeah, it's like Elon's also trying to like put chips in people's brains, and I'm
That's
already
propaganda.
I'm kind of wary on like WeChat already from China. I'm just like, Elon's doing great stuff, but I'm also kind of like, you know, he's good right now, but who comes along later when that technology's out? And I'm just like, yeah, I'm good. Let's slow this roll a little bit.
Yeah. You got to remember about Elon though is that you look at who his enemies are and what they're doing to him. That'll tell you where his priorities lie. So he don't, that the chip stuff is propaganda. It's been discussed. I mean, they circulated it actually through mainstream media and a lot of different websites. And he doesn't have that. That's not something he supports. It's hard to believe that though, because I also fell for that. But I know that he's crypto maxi, and he's applied for his crypto licenses, and we're going to be able in the really soon future going to be able to buy and sell crypto on X. I think I personally believe that he's going to solve our off ramp issues.
That will be a good day, bro. That will be a good day when that happens.
Yeah.
And there we go. I was about to say I was muted. Like, what the heck? I will say this. Two things on that. One is I think that Elon will probably try to go for Dogecoin first, just as a joke, because I saw some Bitcoin
Yes.
maxis that jumped in Kathy Wood's space and rubbed him the wrong way. So I think he'll do Doge to stick it to him. And number two, don't ever underestimate the ability of the SEC to fuck stuff up for everybody. Please don't ever underestimate how stupid those people really are, because they are really stupid. So, it'll be kind of like I foresee it as being like Elon will eventually win, but it'll have to be like a court case because they did it to Facebook's Libra, and I feel like the SEC is just going to slow it down. I really do. Like they're such a pain in the butt. He'll have to get licenses in other countries or specific states, or he'll have to go to court and he'll have to do like a Ripple and just drag it out so he finally wins.
Yeah, I believe he'll get it done. I don't know. I do. I followed this story a lot. Read a lot of books about him and the deal and the guys that created PayPal, and what we've been taught PayPal was, what he sold it for, and how he was not really this and that. But read the real truth about what happened, and where how he it was X.com first, and before it was PayPal, and part of him leaving was negotiating out X.com, and I believe that they're all going to reunite under that brand. All the guys that were in PayPal during that time, they all split up, and they're all in like XLM, XRP, X, PayPal, Venmo. So those are all the same guys. They're all friends. They're like, I wouldn't say fraternity brothers, but they're pioneers in the payments processing systems, and they'll reunite. I believe that's actually the goal, is for them to reunite under the one app with all of their services. We'll see, though. Only time will be able to show that, because you can't really believe what you hear and see and read. Am I rugging a little bit, guys?
No. We can hear you. I was. Yeah,
I
you're
just get a
fine.
little bit of delay on my end, so I didn't know if y'all were hearing it, but it seems that it corrected itself.
Yeah, no, you're sounding good. I'm putting the lady to bed.
Evan, we would
Feel
love to
like
have you come on the podcast too. This is episode 10. I got a plug to do. I'm sorry. Let me do that real quick. I'm going to update everybody on the giveaway contest that starts on Monday. We had a member who has donated 1 million Pepe, so we're going from 1 to 2.1 million. He's in the audience. I don't know, Damien from Rare Pepe's. I know y'all know who he is. Y'all know Rare Pepe's, rarepepes.com, pepeco.com. He's been a valuable member for us and contributing member since we launched, and he's part of the giveaway too. So we'll update the flyer and rules and all that with his credits. I just wanted to mention that. And Evan, what I was saying is, on the podcast, this is episode 10 finale, so we ran 10 episodes. We're going to have the episode number 10 on the other series that we have, the OXB Real series, where we do one-on-one personal interviews. And then when we close these 2 seasons out, we're going to start with new content. And it's been all Pepe Community up till over the first 2 series. It's all Pepe. That's it. It's nothing else. No, we don't hardly talk about anything else. Maybe a little here and there, but when we go into the new content, we're going to create, or we're going to involve, more cryptocurrencies, events, news, projects, stuff like that. We're still going to be based with Pepe Community, but we're going to expand our content. We'd love to have you on the show. It's something that what I have learned is that what you can use it for, mostly is that you'll have a high quality audio clip that you can use, chop up and use. If you ever want to have any advertising, you'll have some video, clips that you can use, set to music, stuff like that, that'll help in your journey of creating followers and content.
Yeah. I'd like to just shoot me a message. Let me know. I'll you back so you can shoot me a message. Um, I'll work it out, and I'd happy to spend some time. I definitely want to dive into more like the crypto ecosystem. My specialty is sound money, Ponzi scheme, fiat stuff. Better self improvement. Thinking about things on a deeper level than just price go up, kind of stuff. So we're here. I just had a funny thought. What if y'all create an enemy for the community, like as a joke, like Pepe's a frog, like y'all have like an evil toad or like a group of toads or something y'all fight against. I don't know. I'm just thinking of random stuff.
I vote PolyX as my Twitter account myself.
Well, you don't want to go to war. You don't want to go to war with a whole community because there are good people that you can bridge with. And I always I mean, he's obviously a person that's good at burning bridges. I actually just saw a post pop up in my timeline, even though I don't follow the dude the guy that co-hosted with him last night. Apparently, he blocked the dude over something, and then he unblocked him over a misunderstanding. I was like, dude, you jumped the gun too much. He's too. Here's the thing. I'm very much and Mark, you sound like a traditional country guy like me. I don't respect emotional men. I don't respect emotional men because they don't act like men. They act like little girls. Um,
It's he
you
runs
know,
a constant psychological operation. He's live action role playing almost 100% of the time you see him. It's everything it does is a lie. It's all fake, and it's all
oh,
engineered.
oh yeah,
I want to make a comment about that too. I want to talk about, I kind of want to talk about Pepe, right? And that kind of activity, that's the kind of activity that I watched and saw as a spectator on X with mainstream Pepe right now. That's how, I knew the narrative, everything about it. As far as like being a competitor, right, with another mainstream Pepe and not being aggressively competitive, just being another player in the arena, right? They really don't have strong communication methods. They don't have the systems, they don't understand the marketing apparatus, right? Like it was just took off the way it took off. It was quick, fast, not a lot of substance. That gentleman, right, with the way that he behaves and stuff like that, is one of the big sounding boards and the reason that there is so much attention to mainstream Pepe. So with him not being involved in mainstream Pepe and without them having the kind of communication systems and the camaraderie and community like ours does, that's huge. It's huge for us. It's huge for our project to have the one person that's making all the noise and drawing the attention at something that we really don't want the attention at. We'd rather have that attention at us. It's an important thing to recognize.
Yes, sir.
Him behaving that way, acting that way, all that drama and stuff like that, I've always tried to dodge it.
Dodge it.
You guys,
That's right.
you guys all know that. But as far as just like having a competitor is concerned, think about what that does by him being involved now in something else. There's not going to be the same eyes on mainstream Pepe. That brings the eyes to us, and it's a good thing that we've been shoring up, doing the things that we've been doing the right way. It's cool. Sorry, you guys just spawned that out of me. I was on mute for a little bit, making sure my lady went to bed proper. It was a good discussion. It's cool that you guys are close, that you all, have this thing in common, right? With both being in audio engineering and honestly, Mark, you got a plethora more skills of that, of course, and Evan, you do as well. But dude, it's cool, Evan. It's cool that you like vibing with all of us. You've got to meet these different sides of it. Super happy you came here, and that you're willing to work with us. I think it's going to be really great. We really just needed help. When I reached out to you, it was really not about you taking, Pepe community memes and pushing them to people. It wasn't even about buying our token. it was really me just recognizing what kind of guy you were and your skill set and your ability to talk to people and you took the time to understand what's going on with this project. And that's all I want. I just want people to know that there's substance here, that it's the real deal. And I want help, like just trying to get the right people to just see that and say, you know what, that those guys are doing it right and they just deserve to represent Pepe. Yeah, that's it. That's where it touches me, man. So thanks for
Appreciate it, gentlemen. Yeah, that's good stuff.
It's
And
really
I'm down for just yeah, I'm down for like just chilling and hanging out and community. The thing in crypto is like there's just so many echo chambers, and it's like one of us, or you take down the non-believer kind of stuff. So it's fun to just sit back and chill and not have to be so intense too. And the thing about the project is you guys. I mean, yeah, y'all are in crypto to make money, but you have the mentality of the community. It's like we're here to build community first and make and then push the memes. Not push the memes, but we're here to build community first and then do the investments as a secondary thing, if that makes sense. Like you're here. Well, I could be wrong about that, but I mean, we're all here to make money, obviously. That's what we're in crypto. But the nice secondary effect of crypto is you get to build really cool communities while you're at it. So I guess it could go either way.
well, and if you think about it too, yeah, absolutely. People want to make money off their investment. People choose oftentimes too, if they can, like a profession that makes them happy too. A lot of people go to work, like I chose my career in real life, and for the most part, I do like it. I like it a lot more than other careers that I had, so definitely want to make money off my investment. But the difference I think that you get with a lot of these community members, especially everybody that's been here for the entire 5 months, is it's obvious because from a trading perspective, this token has had multiple opportunities for people that just want to trade in and out and make money off of it. It's had a pretty predictable chart. It's been extremely stable. There's been ups and downs on it. There was one real mega pump, and the price action on it, it's never went below its launch price. I mean, how many shit coins launch and it's like it launches at $5 immediately? I'm just making arbitrary numbers up, but it's $4, $3, and then $2, and that's where it's at, and it's there for a long time unless they build on it and actually do something with it, and then it might actually go over its right price. The point I'm making is that all of us are in here building this long term. Like when we do crowd control, when I mean crowd control, I'm talking about moderation, like in chats and stuff like that. The biggest thing that we're up against often is that a lot of people just don't understand that we don't care if it just didn't pump right now and tomorrow. We're like, hey, cool. We got plans. We're working on stuff. We're rolling stuff out in a week or two, or it's just, we get it. So yeah, but that's the difference. Like, same when you're building a company in the real world. Like, you can build a company that might be able to like capitalize and maximize really quickly on a trend, and then the company doesn't have any like long-term equity or value being built into it. But that's the exact opposite, at least of most of, well, I say most, I've talked to every community member that talks. So that is basically the outlook that all of us have. Like, when we make decisions as a community, when we make community decisions, it's because we're trying to be conscientious of everybody around us and say, hey, is this going to impact us over here when we adjust A, and is it going to, hurt B and C, and is it going to hurt us in the midterm and long term? Yeah, we've got some smart strategic people in here. So yeah, it's just, I wanted to add some flavor to that, those statements that you made about it. Cause yeah, that is a lot of the problem that you have in the space is people want to launch coins, and that's basically what they do. They run and promo it just so the early adopters or whatever can dunk on you. And then there's nothing. There's no substance. There's no community. There's no services. There's no products. There's no anything. But that's the exact opposite. This place here where we're at, dude, I got stuff to do nonstop. We all got stuff to do nonstop because we're all giving and building. I got Damien that it was on the request panel as well. We're pulling him up. Good evening, sir. How are you?
Hey, good evening, guys.
Good
Good,
evening.
good. What's up, Damian?
Good to be on the finale show. Blessings to everybody. Hopefully, it's been a rough week for a lot of people. I've talked to a lot of people, um, and I don't know anybody that hasn't had a rough week, except Paulie and the pork people or whatever, right? So it's like there's some patterns going on here. I am observing. I'm going through it myself. There's just family stuff. Pet stuff. There's a lot of dimensions to life, and they all can contribute and bleed through into each aspect. And I just want to say, hey, you guys are one of the most positive forces on a regular basis, because it's almost like you fire on different cylinders, right? It's because none of us can have a good day every day. But, if you're in a good community, usually somebody will be firing positive, and then they can inspire you and remind you to be the best you. And, I'm big into the Pepe scene at this point, due to metaphysics above all, honestly. And if anybody studies that, you may be into Pepe in the end and not know it.
Damien, I don't mean to cut you off, and please hold your thought, but does anyone know if I drop, is the space going to end?
Yeah.
It would. It would.
Is there any way for me to pass the lead?
I've never figured it out. I tried.
You got
Is there any way you
just
could
stay
just leave
on
your
and,
phone
and,
on
and
plugged up?
mute your mic.
Sorry, did someone tell me what to do?
Yes.
Yeah,
Jacob
yeah,
said you're just gonna have to mute and go to bed.
yeah.
Oh my
Basically.
I'll just leave my
Sorry about your life,
I'll leave my
bro.
phone in the den. No, I have a different phone.
This
I'll leave the phone in the den. Hold on.
this is giving me like
Oh
Spaces
wait,
Week
what if
1
I join on my
vibes.
other phone and then hang up on this one? Hold on.
I always thought if you had a co-host, it would keep on going.
I don't know. Michael's gonna rug us, but this reminds me of like the Week 1 Spaces when they were running all the time. It was just like you'd fall asleep with your phone in the
We need
hand.
another co-host though. We do need
They
Michael.
were
I'm sorry,
always falling asleep.
Michael. Will you make another co-host? He's probably already gone. That's okay.
Yeah, I can. Hold on. Yeah.
If host is asleep, two co-hosts are always needed.
That's correct.
GLHF, man.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
So now if Mark's co-host, I can drop.
No, no, it just means that we got control of the show. D-Tech needs to go. We got somebody else that's got
Oh
more.
my goodness.
No, I didn't say I was going.
I know,
Mike
but that's the reason
Oh.
two co-hosts is because we
Gotcha.
awesome.
Just take the phone to bed with you, Michael. Just leave it on.
I have a sleeping girlfriend in there.
She loves Pepe Community.
I don't know about that.
I know. I told mine, I was like, hey, I said 10 o'clock, I got a show. No interruptions. I think she was cleaning too, so I'm probably going to be in deep shit tomorrow.
Yep.
Damon,
I feel you.
Damon, it's back on you, buddy.
All right, metaphysics.
Oh yeah. Oh, I was just, I just wanted to let you know, Pepe can help you improve your life. It's not just a meme, but you got to use it the right way. Don't use it as a weapon. Use it as an inspiration. Use it, help people. You can test it. You can test this stuff yourself. I'm telling you. And aside from that stuff, as an investment, there's probably, you guys are right. It's going to be huge with Trump and all that, probably. Unfortunately, I'm not a fan of Trump. I'm not a fan of politics in general, but it is what it is. And as far as like, if you're trying to make the number go up, it will go up. If Trump's numbers go up, it will go up without Trump. And like I gave up money and got into big, like you guys are talking about, we're all here to make money. No, I'm here to save the fucking world. Before Bitcoin existed, I'm like handing out DVDs with information. Before that existed, I'm on FTP sites learning about, 9/11, before 9/11 happened, and then seeing it happen and then being like, what the, and then going through that, and then going through the zeitgeist, and then going through the financial crash, always stumbling upon the information somehow before, it's all, I guess it's predictable, and somebody along the lines just documents it and takes credit, but to a certain extent, but there's a lot of information out there at this point. And the point is, there's those kind of people in this community who have seen all these types of things, and they're here for a reason, like not just for money. Like, yes, there's a huge opportunity. You can't deny that. That's why people are being drawn in. That's why it has power. And where there's, but that's why you need to get involved, because there's so much power to be, that needs to be decentralized, honestly. It can't be concentrated with Paulie. It can't be concentrated with anybody, honestly. Like, I've never seen or met anyone that, especially, just no. And we're here at the beginning of a lot of different systems. Like, I saw Counterparty, which was like the beginning of tradable collectibles, and then I saw Rare Pepes, and then I saw the ETH stuff, and everything keeps on happening faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. But Pepe is never, Pepe's a pattern that's never going away. So, especially since it's in the blockchain so many times now, right? It's like it's everywhere. And then as the rest of the world catches on to the blockchain, and blockchain becomes like this, how did you get a Bitcoin? And it's like, well, I was there early, and it was a lot easier. It's going to be like this unimaginable thing, and then there are going to be these Pepes that are like selling for millions upon, selling for multiple houses, really nice houses, at whatever that price is during that day in the future. That's the kind of stuff. And why I'm here is to, there's huge interest in all aspects. Best you can do is try to create stuff and take attention away from it. So that's really.
Can you elaborate more on that part?
Well, I like to take the Buckminster Fuller approach, or else I would have been a black hat hacker, and I wouldn't be talking to you right now. I'll tell you that right now. You just got to build a better system. Don't fight. Don't go to war. Just build a better system. And that's what I've been doing for a long time. I have a lot of systems in place that have been rolling out slowly, little pieces of them. But I see, my problem is I don't work linearly. I work in like huge fractal design, and nothing gets done quickly when you're doing a bunch of different other things, but they all work together. It's like a holistic approach, but that's the way I develop my technology. And but I'm also developing my technology to solve my own problems at the same time. So like, I'm, because I gave up on money, I needed to go find Bitcoin, right? I was like, I'm going to build something myself, or I'm going to find something. Or else I'm just giving up on all this stuff because it's stupid. Like, the game is rigged. I got here way too late. I'm not playing this game. I'm not contributing to the death ritual of war all over this planet. And I have no option but to pay your taxes, which, you don't even need my taxes because you're printing money, and it just goes on and on and on. And then you got the military industrial complex, and you got, all those things coming into play. And then like the metaphysical, corruption throughout all the things, So I've dealt with all that, and this is where I'm at to make a difference, because I see how powerful it is as a psychological technology, a visionary metaphysical technology, a collectible, something that's like a hieroglyphic. It's never going away. It's got prophecy. It's got, all that jazz.
Let me bring some structure. I'm gonna bring some structure to some of that. I may have like a little bit of a slightly different perspective on some of it. So some of the stuff you're espousing is like OG cyberpunk esque, which is good. Everything in the market has a function, and everything has, everything. No, a market is generated by demand, right? So Pepe is not really a currency. It's more of an idea or an ideology. It's a rebellious ideology, right? It's like the Guy Fawkes mask, right? It's a stick it to the man kind of deal, and it's sort of like it's immutable on the blockchain because you can't delete it. It was already hard to delete it off the internet, so obviously you can make money off of ideologies and ideas, but it's a community revolved around the idea of like it's not like if your rules, it's like if your wokeness, right? And so, the other stuff is the Bitcoin functions as the sound money that we need in order to fix this monetary system of fiat corruption. Monero exists for the privacy aspect, so everything in the market has a function. So I look at Pepe as like Pepe is an idea or an ideology of like, it's basically how a country is, I mean, we still do, but different groups fly flags, and the flag is like the symbolic representation of everything that they've amassed and come together to agree upon, right? So Pepe is essentially like a flag, right? It's a figure. It's a
Yeah,
mythical
for sure.
figure, and I mean, it's a mythical figure. It's what Pepe's not real. He's just he's a Satoshi Nakamoto is an ideology, right? Who the hell Satoshi? We don't know. It's probably Hal Finney, but like Satoshi Nakamoto is Satoshi Nakamoto is the ultimate representation of I didn't do this for personal gain. I leave the free market to decide. I created an alternative system and then I disappear. I didn't do it. I didn't do it for my personal gain. And so, we have to, in order to, in order to keep those things going, basically what it all revolves around is crypto's freedom money. And Vanessa, I did a YouTube stream with technology poet Vanessa the other day, and she's got some really good stuff on privacy and different chains. She titled it "Save the Money, Save the World," and she put like our pictures, and she had like Bitcoin and Monero up there on the on the screen because I love me some XMR. And "Save the Money, Save the World" is a really good title. It's not none of us are gonna save the world. Like the world is not going to be saved, at least from my perspective. But we can make the world a better place by making good communities, right? Lifting other communities up, and separating money from the state. And of course, ultimately, that's what Bitcoin does. And I'll say this: this is just a fun tangent of mine, just because we can say whatever here, other than vulgar stuff like poly. But you know, um, if you're listening to crypto influencers, it's cool. Everybody's got their own coins. Your coin, my coin. We've all got coins that are probably going to do well in the bull market. If you join a community and the community is talking good about their coin or coins they like, but they talk bad about Bitcoin, you need to leave because they have no idea what the hell they're talking about. And there's a lot of them out there that say that Bitcoin's useless, Bitcoin's dinosaur technology. They have no idea what they're talking about. And if that's directed towards anybody that said that here, I do apologize in the nicest sense. But that's a very very low resolution view to take of decentralized money, and it's one of the most revolutionary concepts. Yeah, I'll tell you this: Bitcoin is Bitcoin is the most revolutionary concept for mankind since the internal combustion engine. And you need to think about that very deeply. I mean, you
Yeah.
have the internet. Like you have the internet, there's a lot of great inventions in the last 100 years, but you could probably argue that the internal combustion engine was probably one of the most revolutionary. And I think that Bitcoin is on par with the internet. Bitcoin is part of the internet, but the internet, air conditioning, the combustion engine, the assembly line. I mean, those. I mean, it's top tier. Electricity. Um,
Fire.
Think about Well,
The wheel,
fire's natural to a certain extent. Fire's kind of, fire's natural.
the
Just
wheel.
thinking about like, oh yeah, the wheel. I mean, yeah, that's a good analogy. The wheel, think about rolling resistance, right? Um, the wheel allows, leverage. The wheel, torque. A lot of those are physical properties, but you get the idea. The wheel's a good analogy too. I guess I was thinking like in the last, like 100 years or so. Um,
Well, I
man,
just wanted to go
the
back to what you said about you can't save the world. Well, I think you can, because if you contribute, and you could be the Jedi that flies the gauntlet. You don't know what's going to happen where, and I've done enough. I've lived long enough now to see many miracles, many uh, unbelievable, yet not fake, unreal, just unreal things happen. And but you have to be in the right state of mind. You do. And that's the number one thing that everybody, like everybody tries to make it sound cool with the word vibe, and cool itself, I hate that word. It's like the most used word in the English language, and like, why doesn't it go out of style? Why is cool, saying cool, always cool? These are the things that I'm like, that level of philosophy. I'm down to the atomic quantum level of everything I do now, and that's
like
why
Socrates.
that's what's led me here. Like you talked about Nakamoto, Bitcoin. You got to have respect for it, and you do, because it's almost like the Jedi that flies the gauntlet. Honestly, Bitcoin flew under the radar for long enough to get there, to get enough momentum and enough humans involved, and then because anything can get squashed when it's early, unless it's some kind of other supernatural, or you know
And
if it's a
ma-
government project that's assisted, you're not going to be able to stop it, even if you tried. But we don't
it
know.
may be like an unpopular opinion on my part, but like let me ask the question: to whom do we to whom or what do we accredit the miracles that you've seen? Would be the question. I think would be the ultimate question.
Um, well, I believe it's ineffable. So I don't.
No, it's a hard question to answer. So mine, from my worldview perspective, it's God. Obviously, because I come from a Judeo-Christian background, from going from an atheist to being a Christian, and I won't push too much of my religious ideology. But the reason why I say that is, I leave the save the world part to I leave the save the world part to God Himself, and I just do my part as a good servant with what I've been given to make the lives around me better. And that is making the world a better place. I don't want to push towards the utopian idea that so many people talk about, because I've heard so many people espouse the idea of utopia, and it ends up making the world a worse hell than it started with. Because the good intentions usually are paved, and the road to hell is paved with good intention. Not you, Damon. You seem like a good guy, but the guys that espouse they want to solve like Bill Gates, for example, or the World Economic Forum. They got an idea of how they're going to save the world. And it's usually like the worst possible people in the worst possible way in the least likely scenario that you want. And
No,
so
you're
I just
totally
try to
right.
make,
And the
yeah,
butterfly effect is in effect here too, right? Like, if
yeah,
I do something in opposition to Paulie, am I equalizing, or am I creating another ripple effect that's going to create another, And as a philosopher, but I'm not only a philosopher, I'm a scientist, and I come from a Catholic background, but I've studied many philosophies
sure.
now. So, and through my direct experiences and many near death experiences throughout my life now, um, yeah, I just don't even, to give it a name is to do it a disservice. So I don't know.
I think we have a theology, and of course, you said you come from a Catholic background. As a Jesuit priest, that a lot of Christians argue over the predestination versus the free will argument. And there was theology called Molinism that they worked off of. It's the English language calls it subjunctive conditionals, which is like an if-then statement. Like if you do this, this will happen. If you do this, this will happen. So it opens up like kind of like what you'd call possibilities of different. Some people would call them parallel universes. I don't really subscribe to that. I think that there's one that we exist in now, but there's endless possibilities depending on choices that we make. And so the idea is that God himself has infinite knowledge of all possible choices, of all possible outcomes. And so we just, as free actors, we play the best possible game that we can play with the choices that we're given. And so the reason why I wrote that all back is to flex my philosophical brain for just a second, because I don't get to think on this level very often, because you're a smart guy. And to me, it just all boils down to here's the awesome thing about crypto. It gives you the ultimate freedom with your money. You're not constrained like you were in the system. And I err on the side of I'm not an anarchist, but I err on the side of the most maximum amount of freedom possible for every single individual. Because when individuals are maximally free, in a sense, with limited rules, obviously, like, morality in place, you can not only can you live out your purpose, but you can freely help other people. You can freely transact and build in the market. Think about what government regulation does to businesses. The most of it's not good, and it stifles innovation. When you're maximally free, think about all the innovation and the good you can do for others just by pursuing your own dreams. Everybody's like, "Oh, capitalism's selfish." It's like, no, you can pursue your own dreams and be a net good for everybody else at the same time, and that's what I love about crypto. It's fantastic.
It's true. It's true. I think honestly, I can sum it up. I've been training myself to remember this for a long time. Everything kind of boils down to service to self versus service to others. Those are the paths to take. And yeah, you have to take care of yourself before you can take care of others. But um, you're constantly forced with those choices. And the more you can help others be prosperous, the more you will be prosperous. That is some science that I can tell you. That is,
Yeah,
that's reality.
it's the transaction of value. And I know, I'm just kind of ping pong. And check this out. And I think we talked about this in one of my spaces the other day. It's pretty deep stuff. So people talked about monopolies, and it's like, oh my God, BlackRock's buying up Bitcoin. I was like, yeah, but they'll price themselves out of their position. They don't change the protocol at all. It's proof of work, y'all. Stop freaking out. And so I had this, I gave this analogy. Imagine children on a playground. And you got a kid that gets everybody around, says, "Hey, let's play a game. Let's play football," or they make up a game. So the kid creates the game, but then he keeps changing the rules mid-game in order to suit him, so that he's either winning or his team's winning or whatever. How long can he continue to do that before the kids say, "You know what? Screw this. We're going to go play somewhere else." Well, actors in the market, in the free market, do the same thing. They just take their economic energy somewhere else. If they're not getting anything out of the market, they're going to go play another game. It's what happens when people fork code, off of chains, right? The energy goes where the market is freest. Well, you're incentivized in the market to follow and provide a service, to take care of your own things, like clean up your own backyard, so to say. But and people have a hard time wrapping their head around this, because they think, oh, crony capitalism. It's like crony capitalism exists because of government regulation, because people who have the resources to game the system get to game the system, while the government suppresses people who can't get up to that level. The true free market rewards good actors, because if you're a good actor, you're rewarded by people wanting to do business with you. If you're a bad actor in the market, you may make some short-term gains, but the bad choices that you do always catch up with you in the long run, because it's not a good medium to long-term strategy in the market. And so the good thing about crypto, like the rug pulls, the scam. Look, okay, perfect example. Look at Ben Armstrong. Look at what his choices have caught up. I know there's a lot of people that still like BitBoy, and he may have given good information, but his choices and the things that he's projected to the public have ruined his reputation and probably the trajectory of the rest of his life. He just, if you see him stream, he's so desperate. And as, I don't wish harm on any man, but your choices catch up with you, and you may get away with certain bad actions in the market, but it will manifest as other things later on in your life in other capacities. It may not even be business wise. It may be character. It may be your family. It may be your health. It never pays to be a bad actor or a dishonest actor in the market. And I think that there's very few people that would disagree on that. And I know that's a simple concept, but it's also a deep concept. And you can see it. What's funny is you can see it play out in real time if you really pay attention. The stuff that you see the gentleman, talk about the port guy, Polly. Again, not bad mouthing the fella because I don't know him, but I can tell you what I see, and I can see what he's manifesting outwards to everybody else. Those actions will catch up with the guy. They will, and like I said, I don't wish him any harm. I don't wish anything bad towards the guy. If it works for him, it works for him.
Yeah,
Fine,
it's just
but I can tell you,
science.
yeah, it's more than science. It's metaphysics. This is philosophical, right?
Right.
Um, it's like it goes deeper than this. Like, how do you measure love? You don't. It's a different system. Well, value and free market is a different system, and it's just observable, and you'll watch it play out in real time. These guys' foundations always crumble, and it just does not pay to be an immoral actor in the market. And so I'll bounce it back to you on that one because I'm just kind of rambling. Thoughts on
No,
that,
I
guys?
100%, I 100% agree. I only say science because it's like I can tell you how to replicate it.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah,
But
I agree. It's on another level, and it's something to keep your eye out for because it's your energy contributing to ultimately to that, and you can see it. It's not like it's like so many levels removed from you at this point that you don't have to deal with the kid mining the diamond, or whatever the thing, lithium or whatever it is. Right? This is stuff that's going on all over the place morally. Now we're like one level removed. When I say immoral, I don't even know what morals are. I just get a feeling. I go by feelings. My feelings are very, very in tune. And when somebody can trigger or do something in a certain way to me, I start to listen and I know exactly what's going on after, like, it doesn't take long. The pattern emerges. And this is, I don't know what's going on, but it's not natural. And
yep,
it's not organic.
and it'll manifest. It'll manifest. That's why I said like I'd rather have organic growth than do the sensationalist stuff. And bro, I swear, tech, I hijacked the space. I hijacked the space and took it down a rabbit hole, and we went to Alice in Wonderland for a minute. So bounce it back to you,
Yeah,
bro.
we apologize, sir.
I think you might be gone.
No, I'm still here, guys. What's going on?
No, I'm just being facetious a little bit. I'm actually about to go take a shower in a little bit, so I was like, hey, I just came back from we just came back from the Looking Glass and Alice in Wonderland. I had to go down the rabbit hole for a minute, so here we are. We're back.
Nice. You guys did go down the rabbit hole, but it was really good listening, actually. It's nice to be able to kick back and be on the show and like hear other people just like talk and stuff like that. Last night I was on the VC with Bubba and Hex. I think Jacob, you were jumping in and out a couple times. Lowe was in there, and we were just hanging out talking about cars. It's crazy. I hadn't like just sat there and like talked to Bubba about cars in a really long
Wait,
time.
you're a car guy?
Well, not really, but yeah, I know a lot about cars and mechanics and stuff, but I'm kind of out of it now.
Sweet. I just bought me a nice little Honda Civic Si. And it's probably the smoothest shifting manual transmission I've ever driven. It is absolutely fast. I had a Celica GTS for a long. I still got it. But man, this little Honda has impressed me. Dude, this little pocket rocket. 201 horse. Car doesn't weigh anything. I wish it was rear wheel drive, but dude, that Honda makes such a good stick shift car. I'm thoroughly impressed by it, and I've been a Toyota Maxi for a long time. So going over to Honda, I've been very pleased by the quality of their machines because I love machines. Like I love diesel engines, I love gas engines, anything that makes noise and goes fast. I love, and man, I love just combustion engines in general.
Get this, okay, get this. This is crazy. So I was hanging out I was chatting with my girl the other night, and I just said some comment about Fast and Furious, or she said some kind of comment about Fast and Furious, and she said, "Yeah, they pretty much went after 7," and I was like, "What? There's that many?" And I basically was like, "I only accept 1 and 3, as Fast and Furious series films that I like."
Bro, Fast and Furious is on like fucking third fucking teen or fucking 14 or some shit.
It's wild.
It's like
Yeah,
I
it is.
swear to God, Vin Diesel's gonna have a fucking cameo in the fucking final Fast and Furious, and he's gonna be fucking rolling out in a fucking wheelchair.
Well,
Dude,
shameless
he's
plug.
already getting old.
I dig the third one, and that's because I think it had all different characters.
Yeah, it's
But hey, dude, get
it's
this.
funny.
Here's the thing. Hang on. This story gets better. Okay, so I was hanging out with Bubba last night, and we're just talking about cars and just chilling.
Mhm.
He was in Fast and Furious 2.
Who was?
Y'all know that?
Our Bubba?
Wait, say that one more time.
Yeah, Bubba was in Fast and Furious 2.
Oh, that's awesome. What role did
Oh
he play?
snap!
He worked on some of the cars and the designs that came out of it as well.
Wow.
Oh snap! Who's gonna find Bubba first?
That was a great movie.
I found him already.
What?
Who's gonna find Bubba first?
Not listening.
Excuse me. Sorry, I'm just kicked back. It blew me away.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I think I only watched like 1 or 2 of them. I didn't watch many. That was after Paul Walker died too, just because I followed his story.